Chapter 1027. What do you want, Fan Xian? Asked Shang Chuishan coldly. Su Chen was the key to the Shang family survival, so he naturally had to side with Su Chen. Is the Shang family going to stand up for Su Chen? Fan Xian snorted with a dark expression. So what if we are? Shang Chuishan didn't back down. They were both level 6 saints, so he wasn't afraid at all. Seeing Shang Chuishan's stubbornness, Fan Xian didn't force it. Instead, he turned to Su Chen and said, once the Fan family's disciples enter the Tournament of Stars, no accidents are allowed. Do you understand? Su Chen was notorious for his ruthlessness, so he was worried that Su Chen would do something to the Fan family's disciples. The purpose of coming here was very simple. It was to warn Su Chen. Are you threatening me? Su Chen narrowed his eyes, his voice cold. If Fan Xian thought that he could act recklessly in front of him just because he was a level 6 saint, then he would pay a heavy price. He still had a lot of energy points, so he could reach level 4 saint level at any time. After using Atlas Polymorph, he was only one level lower than Fan Xian. Killing enemies of a higher level was as easy as eating and drinking for him. Fan Xian looked strong, but he was nothing in Su Chen's eyes. You can take it as a threat, said Fan Xian disdainfully. He then warned, if you dare to touch anyone from the Fan family, you'll have to bear the consequences. Su Chen pursed his lips and said meaningfully, I hate it when people threaten me. I'll take good care of the Fan family's disciples later. Fan Xian's eyelids twitched. He understood what Su Chen meant. He was going to target the Fan family's disciples. If Su Chen really did that, no one from the Fan family would be able to stop him. The quota for the Starry Sky competition would determine whether or not one would be able to enter the Void Secret Realm. It was too important. He would not allow that to happen. In order to dispel Su Chen's thoughts, Fan Xian threatened him again. Su Chen, if something really happens to a member of the Fan family, I will definitely grind your bones to dust. Even the Shang family and the Qi family won't be able to protect you. Fan Xian is really bold. Qi Qingchuan sighed in his heart. Although Su Chen was only a 3rd level saint rank, his true strength was comparable to a 6th level saint rank. Why would he need someone to protect him? And looking at Su Chen's calm expression, he even felt that if Fan Xian fought with Su Chen, the one to die in the end would be Fan Xian. Fan Xian, don't look down on me. Do you want to spar with me right now? Shang Chuishan snorted coldly. Fan Xian's aggressiveness made him very unhappy. Su Chen didn't get angry. He said indifferently, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you won't be a coward when the time comes. Fan Xian's words had been put on his kill list. But if he wanted to do it, he would have to wait until the end of the Starry Sky competition. Su Chen and Fan Xian's hostility quickly attracted the attention of the other forces around. They gathered together and began to discuss spiritedly. Who is that guy? He's too arrogant. He didn't even give Fan Xian any face. Isn't he afraid of being killed? He is Su Chen of the human race. Do you think he will be afraid of Fan Xian? What? He is Su Chen? Knowing Su Chen's identity, the surrounding people were shocked and looked at Su Chen. Su Chen's recent reputation can be said to be like thunder. Not only did he kill dozens of saint-rank powerhouses, but he also destroyed Maguang City. He acted without scruples, but no one could stop him. Fan Xian wanted to suppress Su Chen with his identity, which was indeed an impossible thing. If Su Chen really compromised, then he would not be the god of slaughter Su Chen. Chapter 1028. Seeing that Su Chen and the others didn't take him seriously, Fan Xian was so angry that his mouth twitched. Just as he was about to speak again, a huge energy wave was released from a large open space not far away. At the same time, there were shouts all around. The Starry Sky Arena has opened. Hurry up and enter. The open space in front of them was where the Starry Sky tournament would be held. Once it opened, it would form a protective shield around it. Once the shield was formed, no one could enter from the outside. Therefore, the participants of the Starry Sky tournament had to enter before the shield was formed. Suddenly, a large number of people rushed into the open space. Su Chen, let's hurry up and enter, Qi Mufeng reminded. Let's go. Without the slightest hesitation, Su Chen walked straight ahead. Qi Mulei and the others followed closely behind. Fan Xian watched Su Chen leave. He was very unwilling in his heart, but he did not dare to make a move at this time. Because when the shield was formed, there was a trace of the heavenly order. Anyone who dared to make a move would be killed immediately. Even a 6th-stage saint level was no different from an ant in front of the heavenly order. Not long after Su Chen and the others entered the open space, the shield was completely formed. There were 100 spots for the Starry Sky tournament. When there were only 100 people left, they would automatically get a spot and the Starry Sky tournament would be over. There were only 2 ways to leave 100 people. First, leave voluntarily. The shield could only stop outsiders, but not outsiders. As long as they wanted to leave, they could leave at any time. However, everyone who entered here was fighting for the last spot. No one would give up easily. The second way was to kill each other until there were only 100 people left. Although the number of participants in the Starry Sky tournament couldn't be compared to the number of participants in the Void Battleground, there were still close to 300 people. 2/3 of the participants would be eliminated. This was not a small number. Su Chen, who should we deal with first? Qi Mufeng asked. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said, "Let's start with the Fan family." Fan Xian had tried to threaten him before, which was a taboo. The first to be dealt with was naturally the Fan family. Upon hearing this, the faces of Qi Mufeng and the others darkened. The Fan family was ranked second among the top 10 hidden families. Not only did they have Fan Xian, a 6th-level saint-level master, they also had another 6th-level saint-level ancestor. Once the members of the Fan family were eliminated, it would be equivalent to forming an irreconcilable feud with the Fan family. The Fan family would definitely seek revenge. No matter how strong Su Chen was, he was only a 3rd-level saint rank. How could he resist the revenge of the Fan family? Su Chen, let's go somewhere else, Qi Mulei advised. From his point of view, even if all the members of the Fan family were to stay, there would still be more than enough places to go. There was no need to fight to the death with the Fan family. It doesn't matter. If the Fan family doesn't know what's good for them, I don't mind completely wiping them out. Su Chen said coldly. Qi Mulei and the others were stunned. Su Chen wanted to wipe out the Fan family? Wasn't this a bit too much? After all, the Fan family had 2 6th-level saint-level experts. How could Su Chen be a match for them? But from what they knew about Su Chen was never one to speak without thinking. Did he really have a way to deal with the Fan family? Qi Mufeng thought for a moment, then said, "Let's listen to Su Chen." He had known Su Chen the longest, so he knew Su Chen's personality well. Once Su Chen made up his mind, no one could stop him. Chapter 1029. Don't make a move later. Just prepare your defenses, Su Chen reminded them. Qi Mulei and the others were too weak, especially Qi Muyu and Qi Muxue, who were only at level 10. Once they started fighting, it was hard to guarantee that they would not be injured. Therefore he decided to do it himself. Understood. Qi Mufeng nodded in response. He knew very well that once he got involved, not only would he not be able to help Su Chen, but he would also become a burden to Su Chen. It was better to do as Su Chen said. Brother Qi, where are the Fan family members? Su Chen glanced outside and asked. They are the Fan family members. Qi Mufeng pointed forward and replied. Su Chen looked in the direction of his finger, and saw a small group of about 50 people gathered not far away. So many. Su Chen frowned slightly. Although the Fan family was powerful and was one of the top forces in the void, it was impossible for them to have so many saint-level powerhouses, right? Qi Mufeng explained. There are about 20 people from the Fan family participating in the competition. The rest of the people, other than those who are on good terms with them, are some small forces that rely on them. Su Chen was enlightened. After all, there were only 100 places for the Grand Tournament of Starry Sky. There would definitely be fights for these 100 places. If those forces who were on good terms with them gathered together, they would have a better chance of winning. Wait for me here. Su Chen reminded them and walked straight to the Fan family. Fan Xian, who was outside the shield, saw Su Chen walking toward the Fan family members. His face darkened and he roared angrily. Su Chen, if you dare to touch a single finger of the Fan family members, I will destroy you. Although his voice was loud, it was a pity that the shield had a soundproof effect. It did not reach Su Chen's ears at all. Fan Xian could only vent his anger on himself. Everyone in the Fan family became nervous when they saw Su Chen walking over. Although they had the advantage in numbers, the strongest among them was only a level 3 saint. It was rumored that Su Chen could even kill a 4th level saint rank Titan giant. None of them were a match for Su Chen. Su Chen, what are you trying to do? When Su Chen got close, a fat man walked out from the group of Fan family disciples. He stared at Su Chen with vigilance. His name was Fan Sanfeng, and he was a level 3 saint ranker. He was also the strongest in their group. Hand over all your sacred artifacts and scram. Then, I can consider not killing you all, Su Chen said in an unquestionable tone. There were a total of 50 people present. Even if each of them could not wield a sacred artifact, there were at least 20 of them. Through sacred artifact decomposition and conversion, he could convert at least 100,000 energy points, which was enough to satisfy him. Of course, the prerequisite was that the other party had to be obedient. You've gone too far. Hearing this, everyone became incomparably angry and glared at Su Chen. Su Chen's 2 conditions were simply not treating them as human beings. They had come here for the quota to enter the Void Mystery Land. Su Chen not only wanted to take away their quota, but also wanted to snatch their sacred artifacts. Who would be able to accept this? Su Chen, don't be too arrogant. Aren't you afraid of our Fan family's revenge? Fan Sanfeng shouted at the top of his lungs. After all, the Fan family was a big family. When had they ever been threatened like this? At this moment, the anger in his heart had reached its peak. He wanted nothing more than to pull out Su Chen's tendons and skin him alive. However, when he thought of all the rumors about Su Chen, he did not have the slightest bit of courage to do anything to Su Chen. He could only suppress this anger in his heart, feeling extremely aggrieved. Chapter 10:30. If I was afraid of revenge, I wouldn't have come. I'll give you one last chance. Hand over the sacred weapon and scram, or I'll kill you all. Su Chen glanced at Fan Sanfeng and the others and said coldly, Brother Fan, let's fight him. Don't let this kid continue to be so arrogant. The others were furious and suggested to Fan Sanfeng. There were 50 of them, and with 50 saint-level experts working together, no matter how strong Su Chen was, he wouldn't be a match for them, right? Fan Sanfeng gritted his teeth and looked straight at Su Chen, roaring angrily. Su Chen, do you really want to fight to the death with us? Unless it was absolutely necessary, he absolutely didn't want to fight with Su Chen. Haha. Su Chen sneered. In my eyes, you are all ants. What qualifications do you have to fight to the death with me? Let's attack together. Fan Sanfeng couldn't bear it anymore, and his face became ferocious. He took out a sacred weapon and rushed toward Su Chen. It was absolutely impossible for him to hand over the sacred weapon and leave. Since Su Chen was so aggressive, they could only fight with their lives on the line. Kill! The others also roared and attacked Su Chen one after another. Suddenly, a violent aura spread out in the field, attracting everyone's attention. Qi Mufeng and the others were a little nervous. Su Chen was very strong, but in the face of 50 saint-level experts, could he still be as invincible as before? Kill him for me! Outside the defensive barrier, Fan Xian gritted his teeth and roared. Old Qi, can Su Chen withstand it? Xianxia asked worriedly. Qi Qingchuan smiled. This kind of attack should be easy for Su Chen. He had fought with Su Chen before, and had a deep understanding of Su Chen's strength. If there was a word to describe it, it would be unfathomable. Even he, a 5th stage saint-level expert, was crushed by Su Chen, let alone Fan Sanfeng and the other saint-level experts. Very simple? Xianxia smacked his lips and thought to himself, is Su Chen really that powerful? Within the defensive shield, Su Chen faced the attacks of the 50 saint-level experts. Not only was he not afraid, there was even a hint of contempt on his face. Just as his opponent was about to reach him, he raised his hand and slashed out with his saber. All of a sudden, a blue torrent that emitted terrifying lightning fluctuations surged out. What a terrifying lightning spell! Cries of surprise could be heard all around. Fan Sanfeng and the others were scared out of their wits, wishing they could escape immediately. Unfortunately, the blue torrent was too fast and did not give them any chance to escape. Left with no choice, they could only defend themselves. In the next moment, the blue torrent swept past. Fan Sanfeng, who bore the brunt of the attack, was directly turned into a fine powder. Nearly 20 people behind him were also turned into charred corpses, dying on the spot. Although the remaining 20 or so people didn't die, they were all injured. The heavily injured lay on the ground, moaning in pain. They were reduced to lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Hiss! Witnessing this scene, there was a sound of cold air being sucked in. Everyone looked at Su Chen with horror in their eyes. One slash killed nearly 20 saint-level experts, and the rest of the saint-level experts were also injured. When had they ever seen such a terrifying killing move? At this moment, they were all a little uneasy. Worried that Su Chen's next target would be them? Su Chen, I will definitely turn you into ashes. Outside the defensive shield, Fan Xian was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. Fan Sanfeng and the others were all core disciples of the Fan family. The Fan family had cultivated them for countless years. He never thought that Su Chen would wipe them out in one fell swoop. From now on, the Fan family would fall into decline. And he would also become a sinner of the Fan family. Therefore, he swore that he would not stop until he killed Su Chen. Chapter 1031. Go back quickly and tell the boss what happened here. Fan Xian resisted the urge to kill and ordered one of his subordinates. The boss he was referring to was Fan Xiong, another 6th-stage saint-level fighter of the Fan family. If he wanted to kill Su Chen, he couldn't do it alone. Xianxia would definitely stop him, so he had to get Fan Xiong here. Su Chen, just wait for the Fan family's revenge. Fan Xian looked at Su Chen from afar and growled through gritted teeth. On the other side, Su Chen collected the shards without batting an eyelid, then looked at the remaining injured people. When Su Chen's gaze landed on them, the remaining people were scared out of their wits. A cowardly person threw the holy weapon in his hand to the ground and begged Su Chen for mercy. Su Chen, I'll give you the holy weapon and I'll leave immediately. Don't kill me. Seeing this, the others followed suit. Looking at the 20 or so holy weapons scattered on the ground, Su Chen's lips curled up slightly. He said mockingly, I gave you a chance before, but none of you appreciated it. Hearing this, everyone's faces turned pale. Su Chen clearly didn't intend to let them go. After looking at each other, they all ran out of the defensive barrier. If they continued to fight Su Chen, they would die. If they wanted to live, they had to get out of the defensive barrier. Do you think you can escape? Su Chen smiled contemptuously. Then he activated the rapid war boots and chased after them like a ghost. In less than a minute, he killed all of them. What terrifying strength! What cruel methods! The onlookers screamed in their hearts. It was rumored that Su Chen's strength was unparalleled, and he was a cruel killer. Today, they saw that he lived up to his reputation. Su Chen put away the holy weapon and looked at the others with narrowed eyes. Wherever he looked, everyone was as silent as cicadas in winter. They didn't even dare to breathe loudly. He was afraid that an unexpected move would attract Su Chen's attention and bring about a fatal disaster. This is the demeanor of an expert. Shang Fei sighed with emotion when he saw that Su Chen alone was able to suppress hundreds of saint-level existences. Qi Mufeng and the others were also overwhelmed with emotions. They looked at Su Chen with eyes full of admiration. Su Chen looked around and suddenly shouted, People of the 5 super races, put down your sacred weapons and get out. There were only 100 spots for entering the Void Mystery Zone. Even after dealing with the Fan family, there were still a few hundred people left. Therefore, they had to continue cleaning up. The 5 super races had a grudge with him for a long time, so the second batch of targets naturally fell on their heads. Hearing this, the people of the 5 super races began to hesitate. They didn't want to give up the spots for entering the Void Mystery Zone, but Su Chen had already spoken. If they didn't do as he said, they would end up like the Fan family and be wiped out. Although they had more people than the Fan family, their overall combat strength was inferior to the Fan family. The disciples of the Fan family were no match for Su Chen. In Su Chen's eyes, they were probably no more than ants. My patience is limited. If you don't hand over the things and leave, I'll attack, Su Chen said coldly as he looked at the people of the 5 super races. We'll leave now. A Dharma race saint was the first to speak. He threw away the holy weapon in his hand and quickly ran out of the defensive barrier. Although this move was a bit shameful, it was nothing compared to his life. The Titan was completely enraged. It also clenched a huge fist and smashed it at Su Chen. Boom! The two fists collided rapidly, producing a violent explosion. The Titan giant was directly shattered by the punch. Both of them were third-stage sage level. Logically speaking, the Titan giant should have the upper hand in such a head-on collision. However, Su Chen had the ancient god-fiend body and his physical fitness was far superior to that of his peers. He also used the heavenly strength technique. In terms of physical strength and strength, he was superior to the Titan giant. That was why he could shatter it with one punch. What a terrifying physical body and strength. Su Chen was too strong. Seeing this scene, the surrounding alien races were so shocked that their jaws almost dropped. Chapter 1033. After killing the Titan, Su Chen seemed to have done something very easy. He clapped his hands and looked at the Gu clan and the Han clan. All of a sudden, everyone from the Han clan and Gu clan became nervous. Su Chen's strength had deeply shocked them, causing their breathing to become abnormally heavy. Su Chen, our Gu clan is willing to hand over all the sacred artifacts and give you some compensation. Can you let us stay? A member of the Gu clan said to Su Chen in a negotiating tone. His name was Gu Tian, and he was a third-stage saint. He was also the strongest member of the Gu clan. Su Chen shook his head and rejected flatly. Hand over the sacred artifact and leave or die. The Gu clan didn't have a deep feud with him. But the Gu clan was too arrogant. When he was in the Elf continent, there was a guy called Gu Chuan who claimed to be a genius destroyer and even tried to kill him. It was also because of Gu Chuan that Su Chen was very disgusted with the Gu clan and would definitely not let them stay. Gu Tian struggled for a while and finally gave in. After handing over the sacred artifact, he left with the Gu clan members dejectedly. After Han Jianwu, the strongest member of the younger generation of the Han clan, died, there wasn't even a decent expert left. When they saw that Gu Tian had given in, they didn't dare to go against Su Chen. After handing over the sacred artifact, they followed closely behind the Gu clan. After the two clans left, Su Chen counted the number of people. Including Qi Mufeng and the others, there were 127 people left. This meant that there were still 27 people to get rid of. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced at the remaining people one by one. Then he said calmly, "Everyone, we still have too many people. Is there anyone who wants to leave?" Instantly, everyone started to feel uneasy. No one who participated in the competition would leave willingly. However, one could imagine that if no one took the initiative to leave, Su Chen would definitely continue to clean up. Some of the weaker people from the smaller factions hesitated for a moment. They were more worried about this. If they were targeted by Su Chen, they might not be able to keep their lives. In the end, they gathered together to discuss for a while and took the initiative to leave. There were exactly 27 people. However, when the 27 people left, the defensive barrier did not disappear. This meant that there were still more than 100 people present. However, Su Chen could clearly see that there were indeed 100 people left on the scene. So why did this happen? The others were also very confused. Su Chen frowned and muttered to himself. He suspected that someone had hidden themselves, causing the number of people to exceed 100. Just as he was about to let the intelligent war chariot search, Qi Mufeng walked over and reminded him in a low voice, "Su Chen, the people in the chaos space are also counted." Su Chen immediately realized that there were indeed more than 40 people in the primal chaos space. If they were included in the quota, they would have to clear out more than 40 people. However, the remaining people had no enmity with him, so it was somewhat unreasonable to drive them out without distinguishing between right and wrong. However, if he didn't clean them up, he wouldn't be able to enter the Void Secret Land. Su Chen thought for a moment and finally decided to clear them up. Then he raised his voice and said to the remaining people, "Everyone, there's a small situation. 50 of you have to leave." He didn't check the exact number of people in the primal chaos space, but it definitely wouldn't be more than 50. It was more than enough to clear out 50 people. What? Hearing this, the remaining people couldn't understand and were very angry. Su Chen had already chased away more than half of them, but he still didn't want to stop. He was really bullying them. Chapter 1034. Su Chen ignored their reactions and said indifferently, "I won't do anything this time. As for who you want to get rid of, that's up to you. But you have to be quick, or I'll chase all of you out. Since he didn't know who to get rid of, he might as well push this matter to the other party. Who could stay would depend on their own abilities. As soon as Su Chen finished speaking, the group of foreign races fell silent. Su Chen's meaning was very clear. He wanted them to kill each other, and only the strong ones could stay. Originally, there was bound to be a fight for the spots. But now, there weren't many people left, and almost all of them were strong. Their strengths were also very balanced. Once they started fighting, the outcome would be hard to predict. Everyone had the possibility of dying. In their hearts they were all unwilling. But Su Chen had already spoken. Even if they were unwilling, it was not up to them. Just as the group of foreign races were about to move, a slender and beautiful woman walked towards Su Chen. When she was 10 meters away from Su Chen, she stopped and smiled sweetly. Su Chen, I have a better solution. Which force are you from? What's your name? Su Chen fixed his eyes on the other party and asked loudly. My name is Xianxia. I'm from the Hidden Spirit sect, the beautiful woman replied. Hearing this, Qi Mufeng and the others' expressions froze. Su Chen also raised his eyebrows slightly. The Hidden Spirit sect was a very mysterious sect in the void. They specialized in selling information. Moreover, the information they sold was very reliable. Qi Mufeng knew about the spirit spring of life on the elf continent. He had bought it from the Hidden Spirit sect. From this, it could be seen that the Hidden Spirit sect was very powerful. Tell me your solution, Su Chen said calmly. Yang Xioli chuckled. The solution is very simple. For the remaining spots, we'll buy them. Whoever pays more will get the spot. Su Chen's eyes lit up. The things that were taken out would naturally belong to him. This way, he would definitely be able to obtain some good things. He didn't need to do anything to solve the problem. And he could even gain something. He was very satisfied with Yang Xioli's suggestion. The other outsiders didn't object either. After all, handing over some things was better than fighting to the death. That's a good suggestion. Su Chen nodded and said, let's start with you. The earlier one bought a slot, the greater the chance of getting it. Since Yang Xioli had made such a good suggestion, the first spot would be reserved for her. I'll use a sacred artifact to buy it. Yang Xioli didn't beat around the bush. She took out a golden gourd from her storage pouch and tossed it to Su Chen. Sacred artifact? Su Chen was overjoyed. Just as he was about to take it, a warning from the swift bird came from the pet feeding space. Master, I feel that the gourd is very dangerous. Su Chen frowned and instantly released his spiritual power to wrap around the golden gourd, fixing it in mid-air. This action surprised Yang Xioli. However, she quickly recovered and a strange smile appeared on the corners of her mouth. Su Chen, you're quite vigilant, but you can't escape from my grasp. As soon as she finished speaking, the golden gourd suddenly expanded. When it reached the size of about 10 feet, an extremely large amount of spiritual power suddenly shot out from the mouth of the gourd and quickly enveloped Su Chen. Chapter 1035. Oh no! It's the Pantheon Golden Gourd. The moment the golden gourd appeared, Xianxia exclaimed with a serious expression. The Pantheon Golden Gourd was a top-level divine weapon, infinitely close to a divine weapon. It contained a vast amount of spiritual power. Once enveloped by the Pantheon Golden Gourd's spiritual power, even a 7th-stage saint-level cultivator would not be able to break free in a short time. It could be said that Su Chen's current situation was very dangerous. He had almost lost the ability to resist and was reduced to a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. Ha ha! Fan Xian laughed wildly. Serves you right. This is the result of your arrogance. He could clearly see that Su Chen was completely bound by the spiritual power. Yang Xioli and the others would not miss this opportunity. They would definitely rush forward and kill Su Chen. Although he could not personally kill Su Chen, he still felt some regret. But as long as Su Chen was killed, he did not care about this. Brother Shang, is Su Chen really out of ideas? Qi Qingchuan asked anxiously. To break the spiritual power binding of the Pantheon Golden Gourd, he would need to use some powerful spiritual power secret technique. Shang Chuishan sighed and changed the topic. Does Su Chen have such a secret technique? I'm not sure. Qi Qingchuan shook his head with a sad expression. There were very few people who had spiritual power secret techniques. Although Su Chen was a full-time cultivator, he mainly relied on the attacks of an evolver. His spiritual power was usually used as a support. Therefore, he did not know that Su Chen had such a secret technique. On the other side, Qi Mufeng and the others rushed over after discovering that Su Chen was trapped. They tried to save Su Chen, but they were stopped by Su Chen. The spiritual power binding him was very strong. Qi Mufeng and the others were too weak. Not only could they not help, but they would also be injured. Su Chen, rumor has it that you have never been defeated since your debut. Do you have a way to escape from me today? Yang Xioli looked directly at Su Chen and sneered. It looked like he was treating Su Chen as a lamb waiting to be slaughtered, and could be killed at any time. Su Chen's expression did not change. He smiled faintly. I'm a little curious. I have no enmity with the hidden spirit sect. Why are you attacking me? Although he was bound by spiritual power, it was easy for him to break free. That was because the blade was specialized in breaking spiritual power. When he was trapped by Meng Yi's dream creation space back in the continent, he had used this secret technique to easily break out of it. He did not rush to escape because he wanted to get some information. There are some people you can't offend. You can only blame yourself for your arrogance. Yang Xioli sneered. She turned to the strange race people behind her and said, Everyone, Su Chen is already under my control. If you want to get a place to enter the Void Secret Realm, you have to join forces to kill him. As soon as she said that, all the strange race people were eager to give it a try. They had long disliked Su Chen and did not want to miss the chance to kill Su Chen. Everyone, let's join forces with Fairy Yang to kill Su Chen. A Stage 3 Saint-level strange race person roared. Under his lead, the group of strange race people charged towards Su Chen. Su Chen, remember to keep a low profile in your next life. Yang Xioli sneered. She took out a saint-level long sword and gathered with the other strange race people. Su Chen is finished. Shang Chuishan sighed. From his point of view, Su Chen was bound by the spiritual power of the Pantheon Golden Gourd. Facing the attacks of so many saints, he would not be able to escape death. Qi Mufeng and the others' faces were also extremely ugly. Even though they knew that they were no match, they did not hesitate to rush over to save Su Chen. Even the level 10 Qi Muyu and Qi Muxue were the same. A bunch of ant-like existences want to kill me? Su Chen smiled contemptuously and released the Blade of Divine Sense. Chapter 1036. All of a sudden, thousands of spirit sense blades appeared around Su Chen. The spiritual energy that was originally wrapped around his body dissipated like paper. Su Chen has a spirit sense secret technique. Shang Chuishan shouted excitedly. That's great! Qi Qingchuan was also excited. Now that Su Chen had broken free from the spirit sense, it was impossible for Yang Xioli and the others to kill him. How could this be? Seeing the spirit sense released by the Pantheon Golden Gourd collapse, Yang Xioli's face turned pale. The outsiders who were charging at Su Chen also stopped at this moment. Their faces were filled with fear. Su Chen, who had regained his freedom, had caused great pressure to the saints of the outsiders before he even made a move. According to Su Chen's style, he would definitely kill them all. If they continued to stay, they would die. With that in mind, the group of non-human saints flew out of the defensive barrier as fast as they could. You want to run now? Do you think you can make it? Su Chen snorted and summoned the golden puppet. He ordered, "Oh Tetsu, kill them all." Understood. The golden puppet nodded and quickly chased after the saints of the outsiders. After combining 4 saint-level puppets, its strength had soared to the 5th stage of the saint level. It was too easy to deal with a group of low-level saints of the outsiders. Soon, shrill screams were heard. What a powerful puppet! The onlookers inside the barrier were shocked. They had seen saint-level puppets before, but they had never heard of one as powerful as this golden puppet. 5th stage of the saint level. Qi Qingchuan's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. He still remembered clearly that the golden puppet was only at the 4th stage of the saint level when he fought with Su Chen. He didn't expect it to reach the 5th stage of the saint level in just 20 days. It was incredible. At the same time, many of the outsiders began to curse Su Chen. After all, the non-human saints killed by the golden puppet were all on their side. On the other hand, the Han clan, Gu clan, and the 5 superclans who had a deep grudge with Su Chen were rejoicing at this moment. At first, when their clansmen were chased out, they were also very angry. However, looking at the fate of the remaining people, they felt much more fortunate. Su Chen did not help. Instead, his gaze fell on Yang Xioli. When Su Chen's gaze swept over her, Yang Xioli felt as if she was being stared at by a demon. She immediately felt a chill all over her body and involuntarily stepped back. "If you dare to move again, I'll make you beg for death." Su Chen stopped Yang Xioli with a cold voice and then asked, "Tell me, did the bastard heaven-scattering Taoist ask you to hurt me?" "What heaven-scattering Taoist? I don't know," Yang Xioli said anxiously. "I'm giving you face but you don't want it." With a cold look in his eyes, Su Chen suddenly released his spiritual force and pressed Yang Xioli to the ground. "Su Chen, I'm a member of the Hidden Spirit Sect. If you kill me, the Hidden Spirit Sect will not let you go." Yang Xioli turned pale with fright and shouted loudly. "The Hidden Spirit Sect is nothing. I'll eradicate it sooner or later." With a look of disdain, Su Chen manipulated his spiritual force and directly crushed one of Yang Xioli's arms. "Ah!" Yang Xioli screamed in pain and her whole face was distorted. "I'll give you another chance. Did heaven-scattering Taoist ask you to do this?" Su Chen stared at Yang Xioli with a murderous look. Chapter 1037. It's heaven-scattering Taoist who sent me to kill you." Yang Xioli was much more obedient this time and didn't dare to talk back. After learning who was behind this, Su Chen killed Yang Xioli with one punch and then began to collect the fragments and the scattered divine weapons. On the other side, the golden puppet returned to Su Chen's side after killing all the fleeing sages of the alien tribes. Qi Mufeng and the others also gathered around Su Chen. It was also at this moment that the outer defensive barrier began to slowly dissipate, and golden runes began to descend from the sky. These golden runes were the accessories to enter the void secret land. They seemed to be very intelligent and fell on Su Chen and the others one after another, disappearing without a trace. Su Chen opened the chaos space and found that Wu Yazi and the others had also obtained golden runes, so he was relieved. "Let's go." After collecting the fragments and divine weapons, Su Chen asked everyone to leave. "Su Chen, something's not right." Qi Mufeng pointed forward and reminded him. Su Chen glanced forward and saw a group of alien tribes, led by Fan Xian, gathered together and staring at him covetously. "Wait here. I'll go and take a look." Su Chen reminded them and walked forward slowly. He could guess that Fan Xian and the others must be planning to take revenge on him. After all, he had killed all the Fan family members before. "Su Chen, how dare you kill the Fan family members? How dare you? Are you going to kill yourself or force us to do it?" A short old man stood next to Fan Xian and stared at Su Chen with cold eyes. He was the other sage level 6 stage expert of the Fan family, Fan Xiang. When he received the news that the Fan family's disciples had been slaughtered by Su Chen, he immediately rushed here to kill Su Chen and avenge the Fan family's disciples. "Fan Xiang, is your Fan family going to break the rules?" Xianxia came to Su Chen's side and asked Fan Xiang coldly. According to the rules of the past, the participants of the Grand Tournament of Starry Sky had to rely on their own abilities, regardless of life or death. No matter who killed him, he could not seek revenge on the other party. By doing so, the Fan family had clearly broken the rules. What rules? Su Chen dared to kill a member of the Fan family, so he must pay with his life. Fan Xian said disdainfully. When Xianxia still wanted to speak, Su Chen interrupted. "Senior, let me handle this matter." As he spoke, he swept his gaze over Fan Xian and the others. "Aside from the Fan family, who else wants to kill me?" The other party thought that he could defeat him just because he was a 6th stage saint. He was too arrogant. If anyone showed up, he planned to clean them up as well. "Su Chen, you've committed all kinds of evil and are extremely cruel. Who knows how many of our people you've killed? Our Han family will not let you off." An old man with small eyes shouted loudly. "Su Chen, he is Han Jianyi of the Han family, a 6th stage saint." Xianxia reminded. "The Han family, the Fan family." Su Chen thought for a moment, then narrowed his eyes. "Is there anyone else who wants to kill me?" The Gu family is one of them. Gu Chun, the ancestor of the Gu family, stepped forward and shouted. He himself was a 6th-level Saint Realm expert. Xianxia saw this and his expression became very serious. 4 6th-stage Saint-level experts wanted to kill Su Chen. Even if he helped, it would be difficult to save Su Chen's life. The only thing he could do now was to let Su Chen escape. It was a bit embarrassing, but it was better than losing his life. As long as there was life, there was hope. When he was strong enough, he could take revenge. Chapter 1038. Thinking of this, Xianxia whispered to Su Chen. Su Chen, I'll hold them back in a bit. Hurry and run away. Su Chen understood what Xianxia meant, but was it possible for him to run away without a fight? Senior, don't worry. They're just a few ants. They won't be able to do anything. Su Chen smiled faintly. Ants? In Su Chen's eyes, a Saint level 6 was just an ant? Xianxia's mouth was slightly agape, his expression somewhat sluggish. Apart from those from the Fan, Han, and Gu families, everyone else should back off. Don't get splashed with blood. Su Chen shouted, then turned to Xianxia. Senior, you should leave as well. Xianxia was stupefied. Judging from Su Chen's tone, it sounded like he was going to slaughter the 3 families. But Su Chen was only a 3rd-stage saint. Even if he had the help of a 5th-stage saint puppet, he still wouldn't be a match for him. At the same time, whispers could be heard from all around. Su Chen is really crazy. He actually wants to challenge the people of the 3 big families? Who gave him the courage? This guy has always been this arrogant ever since he made his debut. But this time, his arrogance has come to an end. Su Chen was only a 3rd-stage saint, but he wanted to fight 4 6th-stage saints head-on. The onlookers all agreed that Su Chen would die without a doubt. The members of the 5 super races also gathered together to discuss the matter. The Night Demon ancestor whispered, "This is the perfect opportunity to kill Su Chen. Should we make a move?" It is indeed a good opportunity. Su Chen killed so many of our clansmen. We can't let him go so easily. The Dharma clan, Sacred Devil clan, and God clan all agreed. The Undead clan ancestor pondered for a moment, then slowly said, although Su Chen is unscrupulous in his actions, he's always been certain of victory. Since he made his debut, he's never been defeated. Do you think he'd dare to fight 6th-stage saints without any trump cards or preparations? The Night Demon ancestor and the others' expressions all changed at the same time. Since Su Chen's debut, he'd killed countless powerhouses from the continent to the void. But no one had been able to suppress him. Moreover, Su Chen seemed to be careless, but in fact, he was prepared. None of those who didn't take Su Chen seriously had a good ending. Just like this time, almost no one thought that Su Chen would win. But the more they were, the more they became alarmed. Let's just wait and see. Don't get involved, the Night Demon clan's ancestor said cautiously. The other 4 agreed. Su Chen, it looks like you're going to fight with us? Fan Xian stared at Su Chen and laughed maniacally. The way he saw it, Su Chen wouldn't be able to escape if 4 6th-stage saints joined hands. He was just being stubborn. Su Chen's mouth twitched and he said disdainfully, "Do you think you're qualified to fight him? You're just a bunch of dead people." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was shocked. No wonder he was the god of slaughter. No matter what, he was always so arrogant. The onlookers sighed with emotion. How arrogant! Fan Xiang and the others were furious. They didn't want to let Su Chen continue to be so arrogant. Immediately, an unparalleled murderous aura spread out from their bodies. Seeing that a great battle was about to break out, the onlookers quickly retreated, afraid that they'd be caught in the crossfire. Su Chen didn't move at all. His expression didn't change at all. He gave off the feeling of a deep abyss and a lofty mountain peak. Just as Fan Xiang and the others were about to make a move, Su Chen's body suddenly rose up, and in the blink of an eye, he became 10 feet tall. At the same time, his aura climbed steadily. After breaking through to 4th stage saint level, he rose to 5th stage saint level. Fan Xian and the others were 6th stage saints, after all. Su Chen didn't let his guard down. He spent 120,000 energy points to exchange for a level 15 full attribute fragment. His cultivation base rose to the 4th level of the saint rank, and after using the Atlas shape-shifting technique, he soared to the 5th level of the Saint rank. Chapter 1039. Oh my god! Su Chen has reached the 5th stage of the Saint level. How did he do it? Seeing this scene, there were cries of surprise all around. They saw clearly that Su Chen was only at the 3rd stage of the Saint level, but he had reached the 5th stage in the blink of an eye. He was extremely surprised and incredulous. At the same time, he understood why Su Chen dared to challenge a 6th stage Saint level. It turned out that he had a trump card that could allow him to advance at any time. Qi Qingchuan and the others were stunned for a moment, then became excited. Su Chen's combat strength was far superior to his peers. Killing enemies of a higher level was as easy as eating and drinking. After reaching the 5th stage of the Saint level, he could completely crush Fan Xian and the others. This guy really came prepared. The people of the 5 superclans sighed with lingering fear. They had wanted to hit Su Chen when he was down. Fortunately, they had listened to the ancestor of the undead clan and didn't act rashly. Otherwise, they would have been slaughtered by Su Chen. Fan Xian and the others' expressions changed. Su Chen's advancement to the 5th stage of the Saint level was completely beyond their expectations and made them feel heavy pressure. A person's reputation was like a tree's shadow. Su Chen's reputation for killing enemies of a higher level had long been spread. Could they still kill Su Chen? At this moment, Fan Xian and the others were a little uneasy. But at this point, it was impossible to stop halfway. Even if they didn't kill Su Chen wouldn't let them go. So there was only one way left, and that was to kill Su Chen. He's only at the 5th stage of the Saint level. There's nothing to be afraid of. Let's work together and kill him. Fan Xiang forced himself to be spirited, roared, and rushed toward Su Chen. Han Jianyi and the others also understood the reason. They gritted their teeth and followed closely behind Fan Xiang. You're overestimating yourselves. Su Chen's lips curled into a disdainful smile. Just as Fan Xian and the other 3 charged closer, 100 long swords with lightning suddenly appeared above his head. Every single one of them emanated terrifying lightning energy fluctuations. Shockingly, they had all reached the level of sacred artifacts. Oh my god! All of them were sacred swords. When the 100 sacred swords appeared, everyone was stunned. They had all seen holy swords before, but to have 100 of them appear at once, the shock it brought to them was incomparable. How did he do it? Fan Xian widened his eyes. His eyes were filled with a deep fear. He really couldn't imagine how one person could control 100 saint swords. If these 100 sacred swords were to attack them, even if they had heaven-defying methods, they could forget about surviving. Gu Chun was scared out of his wits. After a slight hesitation, he turned around and fled. Wait for your death. Su Chen would not let any of them go. He pointed at the 4 of them from a distance. Immediately, the 100 lightning-attributed sacred swords slashed down. As they flew, they constantly gathered together like a river of stars, emitting a bright light and terrifying destructive power. Fight it out with him! Fan Xiang roared desperately and quickly pulled out a shield that was about 10 feet in size to block in front of him. He knew very well that it was too late to escape now. The only way was to fight to the death. But, can you block it? Facing the extremely terrifying 100 swords as one killing move, Fan Xian's heart completely collapsed. He stood there in a daze. Han Jianyi was also scared out of his wits. Like Gu Chun, he turned around and ran. However, under the cover of the 100 swords as one, everything they did was futile. The next moment, accompanied by a loud explosion, the lightning-attributed sacred swords that had merged into one slashed down rapidly. Fan Xiang and the other 3 were all turned into dust. Not even their bones were left. Chapter 1040. When the smoke dissipated, the surroundings fell into a suffocating silence. Everyone was dumbfounded. They looked at Su Chen with deep respect and fear. Killing 4 6th-level saint-rank powerhouses in one move, Su Chen's strength was displayed to the fullest. This caused everyone to fall into a deep state of shock. Su Chen put away the shards and the 100 swords, then looked around. Wherever he looked, everyone was as silent as cicadas in winter, not daring to breathe too loudly. They were afraid that any unexpected movement would attract Su Chen's attention and invite death. Su Chen glanced around and finally set his eyes on the people of the Fan family. Although they were dead, there were still others from the Fan, Han, and Gu families. When Su Chen's eyes swept over them, the Fan family felt their hearts turn cold. They knew very well that Su Chen would not let them go. So, without a word, they scattered and fled. However, it was wishful thinking for them to escape from Su Chen's hands. Su Chen's feet moved, disappearing from the spot like a ghost. Screams of agony could be heard all around. In less than a minute, the Fan family's 3 major factions were all killed. Seeing this, the people around felt their scalps go numb and their hearts become uneasy. They were all worried that Su Chen would attack them as well. After Su Chen returned to where he was, he narrowed his eyes and looked at the people of the 5 major races. His eyes flashed with cold light. Su Chen, we didn't do anything to you. Being glanced at by Su Chen, the ancestor of the Night Demon clan was scared to death and said in a trembling voice. The 5 major races did have a deep grudge against Su Chen, but after suffering a few losses, they behaved themselves. Even in the Void tournament, their clansmen had done as Su Chen ordered. If Su Chen still did not let them go, they would really want to cry. Since you didn't provoke me, why are you feeling guilty? Su Chen snorted. The Night Demon ancestor gulped and thought to himself, how many people wouldn't feel guilty after being targeted by a killing god like you? However, he could only grumble in his heart. He did not dare to say it in front of Su Chen. Hand over all your sacred artifacts and scram. Su Chen glanced at the people of the 5 super races and shouted coldly. Although the people of the 5 super races had been very well behaved recently, they had still offended him before. Even if he didn't kill them, he had to make them pay a price. The saint-level ancestors of the 5 super races looked at each other and handed over their saint weapons without any hesitation. They all knew that Su Chen was taking the opportunity to cause trouble. If they didn't hand it over, Su Chen would definitely make a move. Although saint artifacts were precious, they were just worldly possessions after all. In order to save his life, he could only do as Su Chen said. After collecting the saint artifacts, Su Chen said lightly, "Scram!" The people of the 5 super races fled as if they had been pardoned. Su Chen then took out the intelligent war chariot and asked Qi Qingchuan and the others to get on. Satoshi, return to the Void Fortress. After everyone got on, Su Chen ordered. Yes. The intelligent war chariot sped up and flew straight to the Void Fortress. When the alien tribe saw the intelligent war chariot disappear from their sight, they all breathed a sigh of relief. Brother Qi, when will the Void secret land open? On the way back, Su Chen asked. 1 month, Qi Mufeng said straightforwardly. 1 month. Su Chen pondered for a moment. His eyes gradually narrowed and then he asked, where is the Hidden Spirit Sect? The Hidden Spirit Sect was instructed by heaven-scattering Taoists to send people to kill him. With his temper, he would not let them go. Chapter 1041. It's at least half a month away from here. Qi Mufeng thought for a moment and replied. Is there a transmission formation to the Hidden Spirit Sect? Su Chen asked. The Void Secret Land would open in a month. If they went to the Hidden Spirit Sect by normal means, they would probably be delayed. We don't have one on our side, but there is a transmission formation to the Gusaray City and Blacktooth City, and the Gusaray City is only a few days away from the Hidden Spirit Sect. After Qi Mufeng finished speaking, he asked with some concern, Su Chen, are you going to eradicate the Hidden Spirit Sect? With Su Chen's style of doing things, there was a great possibility that he would do so. However, although the Hidden Spirit Sect was a force that sold information, there were also masters in charge. Otherwise, they would not have been able to stand in the void for so long. The Hidden Spirit Sect is probably the force of the heaven-scattering Taoist. I have to get rid of it, Su Chen said straightforwardly. Hearing that, Qi Mufeng did not try to persuade him. He knew about the matter between Su Chen and the heaven-scattering Taoist. Since the heaven-scattering Taoist sent the people of the Hidden Spirit Sect to kill Su Chen, it was understandable that Su Chen would destroy the Hidden Spirit Sect. Behind, Su Chen sat in the driver's seat and began to sort out the fragments and the holy weapons that he had snatched. As for going to the Hidden Spirit Sect, he had to send Qi Qingchuan and the others back to the Void Fortress first. 1 day later, Su Chen sorted out the fragments and converted most of the holy weapons into energy points. The total number of energy points reached more than 700,000, which broke the record again. However, as his cultivation continued to rise, the number of points to exchange for the fragments of all attributes also rose. 1. Level 16 All Attributes. Fragment was worth 200,000 energy points. Su Chen estimated that the fragments of level 17 all attributes might exceed 300,000. Therefore, although the energy points seemed to be a lot, they could only be exchanged for 2 fragments of all attributes. After some consideration, Su Chen finally kept 600,000 energy points as a backup and exchanged the rest for Constitution Potion. Then, he opened the pet feeding space to observe the promotion of the spiritual pets. After absorbing the energy of the Kongming Stone, under the effect of the time accelerator, all the spiritual pets improved rapidly and reached the 3rd stage of the Saint stage. However, the amount of Kongming Stone was limited. Now, less than a quarter of the original amount was left. Su Chen estimated that the Flaming Phoenix and other spiritual pets could only reach the 4th stage of the Saint rank at most. As for the awakened mythological beast, it was already at the 6th level of the Saint rank. As for the 3 mystical fires, after devouring a large amount of black pure stones, they had reached the 3rd level of the Saint rank. Reaching the 4th level of the Saint rank was just around the corner. Su Chen was very satisfied with this result. Then he closed the pet raising space and began to close his eyes to rest. 2 days later, the intelligent chariot returned to the Void Fortress. After putting down Qi Qingchuan and the others, it quickly set off for Black Tooth City. Qi Mufeng, Qi Muxue, and Qi Muyu followed. When they were on the mainland, they followed Su Chen everywhere. Now, they didn't want to be separated from Su Chen. Su Chen didn't care about this. On the way, Su Chen took out 3 bottles of Constitution Potion and gave them to Qi Mufeng and the others. Su Chen, what is this? Qi Mufeng asked. It's a potion that can help you quickly advance to the next level, Su Chen explained. Advance to the next level? Qi Mufeng and the others were surprised. The greatest ambition of a cultivator was to advance to the next level. Knowing that they could quickly advance to the next level, the 3 of them almost roared with excitement. Su Chen, thank you. Qi Muxue expressed her gratitude excitedly. Su Chen nodded slightly and said lightly, "Do well, there will be more later." Qi Muxue's eyes suddenly lit up and she nodded wildly. Chapter 1042. 3 days later, a huge city appeared in front of the intelligent war chariot. It was Blacktooth City. Su Chen, are we going in just like this? Qi Mufeng asked nervously. Blacktooth City was the territory of the void beasts after all. Was it really okay to swagger in like this? Don't worry, no one will stop us. Su Chen smiled faintly. The last time he passed through the teleportation formation in Blacktooth City, he was only a 2nd stage Saint rank. He killed 2 Saint-level void beasts in Blacktooth City and the city lord, Wei Yang, didn't even dare to fart. He even extorted 2 black stones from him. Now that he was a 4th stage Saint rank, Wei Yang was like a mouse seeing a cat when he saw him. Satoshi, enter the city. Su Chen waved his hand and gave the order. Yes. The intelligent war chariot quickly flew into Blacktooth City, found the hall where the teleportation formation was and flew down. The sudden intrusion of the intelligent war chariot immediately plunged Blacktooth City into chaos. Soon, a large number of void beasts appeared around the intelligent war chariot and surrounded it. Let's go down. Su Chen called out and slowly walked out of the chariot. Qi Mufeng and the other 2 followed closely behind. After getting out of the chariot, Su Chen put away the intelligent war chariot and glanced around. He said in a commanding tone, "Tell Wei Yang to come and see me." "Human, who do you think you are? How dare you ask our city lord to come and see you? Do you want to die?" As soon as Su Chen finished speaking, a level 10 void beast pointed at Su Chen's nose and cursed. The void beasts around also stared at Su Chen covetously, their eyes full of anger and hostility. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced at the level 10 void beast. Then he released his mental power and pulled it in front of him. Then, under the horrified gaze of the void beasts, he slapped it to death. He was a saint-level existence. Seeing that Su Chen had casually killed a level 10 void beast, the crowd gasped. Knowing that Su Chen was a saint, the surrounding void beasts were terrified and kept retreating. But at this moment, a void beast suddenly screamed, "Oh no, he's Su Chen of the human race." Last time, when Su Chen's brain was in Blacktooth City, this void beast had seen Su Chen once, so it quickly recognized him. Su Chen. Was he the god of slaughter Su Chen? A stone stirred up 1,000 ripples. After learning Su Chen's true identity, there was a layer of extreme fear all around. All of the void beasts started to tremble, and their eyes were filled with deep fear as they looked at Su Chen. Su Chen's name resounded like thunder. Wherever the rumor reached, it would set off a storm of blood. The last time he came to Blacktooth City, he had killed 2 saint-level void beasts. What was the purpose of this visit? Was he going to massacre the city? Su Chen, don't be so arrogant. Suddenly, a loud roar drifted over from afar. Su Chen focused his gaze and saw 2 saint-level void beasts shooting over. One of them was Blacktooth City's city lord, Wei Yang. Wei Yang is a little bold. Su Chen murmured, quietly waiting for the arrival of these 2 people. After Wei Yang and the saint-level void beast came close, they coldly glanced at Su Chen and questioned, "Su Chen, how dare you? Last time you came to Blacktooth City to do evil, I let you go once. This time, you dare to be so presumptuous. Do you really think I can't deal with you? You're quite good at pretending." Su Chen looked at Wei Yang, smiled contemptuously, and then mocked, "Last time, when I killed 2 of your saint-level void beasts in Blacktooth City, you didn't even dare to fart. Now you think you can show off in front of me with one more helper?" Chapter 1043. You! Wei Yang's face turned red and white. He was so angry that the corners of his mouth trembled. Although Su Chen's words were unpleasant to hear, it was the truth. For a moment, he didn't know how to refute. "Su Chen, I heard that you killed many of our clansmen not long after entering the void. A few days ago, you even killed 2 sage-level existences here. Is that true?" The sage-level void beast beside Wei Yang glanced at Su Chen and questioned coldly. "That is indeed the case," Su Chen admitted generously. The other party was obviously denouncing him. But so what? With his current strength, only a 6th-stage sage-level void beast could give him some pressure. And judging from the aura of the void beast that spoke, it was only a 5th-stage sage level. It was no exaggeration to say that it could crush it with one hand. "Since you admitted it, you have to pay the price. How do you want to die?" The void beast at the 5th stage of the saint rank looked as if it was going to eat Su Chen. Obviously, it was very uninformed. It definitely didn't know about Su Chen's massacre in the void tournament. Otherwise, it wouldn't dare to speak in such a tone. Su Chen curled his lips and said disdainfully, "There are too many people who want to kill me. So far, no one has been able to do it. Trash like you are even more delusional. Shameless boasting." Wei Yang rebuked angrily and said loudly, "Su Chen, don't think too highly of yourself. Do you know what kind of existence you are facing? He is Lord Suo Piao, a 5th-stage sage-level existence." A touch of arrogance appeared on Suo Piao's face. He shouted coldly at Su Chen, "Su Chen, kneel down and beg for my forgiveness. I may consider leaving your corpse intact." Is the void beast's brain flooded with water? Qi Mufeng and the other 2 looked at Suo Piao as if they were looking at an idiot. Su Chen could even kill a 6th-stage sage level at will. How dare Suo Piao ask Su Chen to kneel down? He was simply courting death. Su Chen rubbed his nose and walked slowly toward Suo Piao. Since the other party didn't know what was good for him, he could only kill him. Seeing Su Chen's self-satisfied expression, Suo Piao frowned slightly. But he didn't think too much about it. He clenched his huge fist and smashed it toward Su Chen's face. Su Chen turned a blind eye to this. When the opponent's fist was about to hit him, he suddenly released his mental strength. His cultivation had advanced to the 4th stage of the sacred rank, and he had eaten the essence fruit twice. His spiritual power had already surpassed the 5th stage of the sacred rank, and he could easily bind Jaggery. "You're Suo Piao." Suo Piao's Suo Piao was shocked Suo by Suo Piao Piao. Suo Piao's Piao. Sensing the violent aura emitted by Su Chen, Wei Yang was so scared that his entire body trembled. Only now did he realize why Su Chen was not afraid at all. So it was because of the advancement of his cultivation. But the last time they met, Su Chen was clearly only a second-level saint. How did he manage to level up twice in just a few months? This was too inconceivable. After binding Rugged, Su Chen moved and appeared in front of Rugged like a ghost. Then, under Rugged's terrified gaze, he grabbed him by the neck. Woo woo! Jaggi was so scared that his face turned white. He wanted to beg Su Chen for mercy, but Su Chen choked him so hard that he couldn't speak. I've already told you that you're trash, but you didn't believe me. Su Chen sneered, and then broke the skinny neck with one hand. Crack! His bony neck tilted, and he fell to the ground like a pile of mud. His life aura was completely gone, and he died just like that. Chapter 1044. Suddenly, the whole place fell silent. All the void beasts were dumbfounded, looking at Su Chen with eyes full of deep horror. They would never have thought that the Saint Ranker, a 5th-level Saint Ranker, would not even have the power to resist under Su Chen's hands and be easily killed. Su Chen's strength completely shocked them. How could this be? Wei Yang's face was full of bitterness as he murmured. He never thought that Su Chen would be so strong. With the death of Rugged Bone, his fate could be imagined. Because with Su Chen's style of doing things, he would definitely not let him go. Thinking of this, Wei Yang collapsed to the ground powerlessly, his face full of despair. If you knew it would come to this, why did you do it in the first place? Su Chen shook his head and stepped forward. Su Chen, can you give me another chance? I can give you compensation, a lot of compensation. Wei Yang trembled and begged for mercy. Although he knew that the possibility of Su Chen letting him go was not great, he still had to fight for it. Forget it. You'd better go down with Rugged Bone. Su Chen curled his lips and stomped his foot. With a loud bang, Wei Yang's whole body burst into a blood mist. Not even his bones were left. Hiss! Witnessing this scene, there was a sound of cold air being sucked in. All the void beasts began to feel uneasy, and a great panic spread in their hearts. It was rumored that Su Chen's favorite thing was to destroy cities and exterminate clans. He had just destroyed Maguang City a few days ago. Then, would he take the opportunity to uproot Blacktooth City? If it were any other time, Su Chen would have destroyed Blacktooth City without mercy, but now he was in a hurry to rush to the hidden spirit sect and had no time to waste here. After collecting the fragments, he glanced around and finally his eyes fell on a first-level Saint Rank void beast and said lightly, "You come here." Being called out by Su Chen personally, the void beast of the first level of the Saint Rank felt its heart stop beating. After hesitating for a moment, he braced himself and walked to Su Chen's side. He respectfully asked, "Senior, what can I do for you? Is there a teleportation array that leads to Wild Goose Array City?" Su Chen glanced at the other party and asked. "Yes." The void beast hastily replied. "Take me to that teleportation array," Su Chen said in an unquestionable tone. With that, he roared at the surrounding void beasts. "Get lost if you don't want to die." In order to ensure absolute safety during the teleportation process, the surroundings had to be cleaned up. Immediately, all the void beasts scrambled to escape, and they all disappeared in the blink of an eye. The void beast led Su Chen and the others into the teleportation hall. When they arrived in front of a teleportation array, the void beast said respectfully to Su Chen, "Senior, this teleportation array leads to Wild Goose Array City. You can leave now," Su Chen said coldly. "Thank you, Senior." The void beast felt as if he had been pardoned. He expressed his gratitude and fled the place. After he left, Su Chen called Qi Mufeng and the others to enter the teleportation array. Then, he activated the teleportation array. After a moment of dizziness, Su Chen's vision gradually became clear. He found himself in another hall. In the hall, there were 3 void beasts sizing him up with surprised and bewildered gazes. "The 3 of you, this should be Wild Goose Array City, right?" Su Chen smiled faintly and walked down the teleportation array slowly. "Human, who are you? Why are you here?" One of the void beasts was stunned for a moment. After regaining his senses, he shouted at Su Chen. Chapter 1045. It doesn't matter who I am. You just have to tell me if this is Goose Array City. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said calmly, "Since you don't want to tell me, then die." The void beast that spoke had a ferocious expression. He roared and charged toward Su Chen. His cultivation had reached level 1 of the sage level. Seeing that Su Chen was young and a weak human, he didn't dare to attack. Therefore, he didn't take Su Chen seriously at all. "Why do you have to force me to attack?" Su Chen sighed. Then, he threw out a punch. The sound of something breaking through the air reverberated in the hall. Bang! What followed was the sound of an explosion. The void beast that charged towards Su Chen was blasted into pieces. What level is he at? The remaining 2 void beasts were dumbfounded. They stood on the spot and couldn't stop trembling. Su Chen had smashed a void beast at the first level of the sacred rank with a single punch. This was an unprecedented shock to them. At this moment, their hearts were filled with fear. Is this Wuxia City? After Su Chen collected the fragments, his gaze fell on the 2 void beasts as he questioned them. "Senior, this is Wuxia City." One of the void beasts swallowed his saliva with difficulty and replied with a trembling voice. Su Chen nodded slightly and didn't pay any more attention to him. He turned around and led Qi Mufeng and the other 2 out of the hall. When the 4 of them walked out of the hall, there were a few sounds of something breaking through the air. Then, a few void beasts flew over. The teleportation hall was an important place in Wuxia City. Su Chen killed a sage-level void beast here, causing a huge commotion. The sage-level void beasts in Wuxia City naturally came over to see what was going on. Cultivators from the myriad races. When they saw the appearance of Su Chen and the other 3, the void beasts were stunned. Wild Wuxia City was the territory of the void beasts. How could the cultivators of the myriad races appear here? Also, where did they teleport from? A 5th-level saint-level void beast glanced at Su Chen's group and said coldly, "Why are you here? Give me a reasonable explanation, or I'll tear you to shreds." Su Chen stepped forward and said calmly, "We came from Blacktooth City. We're just passing through. Don't get too excited. Borrow the path." Could Blacktooth City allow the practitioners of all races to pass through the transmission array? The void beast's expression froze, then it said fiercely, "Brat, do you take me for a fool? If you don't tell me the truth, don't blame me for being rude." Su Chen rubbed his nose and smiled contemptuously. "You better keep a low profile in front of me. Otherwise, I might bring destruction to your Wild Wuxia City." Entering Wild Wuxia City was actually just a matter of passing through. If the other party was tactful, he would leave. However, if the other party didn't know what was good for them and insisted on looking for trouble, they could only go on a killing spree. Haha! As soon as Su Chen's words fell, the void beasts laughed wildly. "Brat, you really know how to show off. Do you know where this is? Are you tired of living?" A 3rd-level saint-level void beast mocked Su Chen mercilessly. The other void beasts also looked at Su Chen as if they were looking at a fool. It was as if Su Chen was just a lamb waiting to be slaughtered in their eyes. They could kill him at any time. "Deputy City Lord, this human killed one of our saint-level clansmen." However, at this moment, 2 void beasts in the transmission hall rushed out and told the 5th-level saint-level void beast what had just happened. Previously, they were scared out of their wits by Su Chen's strength. However, after the appearance of the 5th-level saint-level void beast, they became fearless. Chapter 1046. Human, how dare you kill our clansman? How dare you? Hearing this, the void beast flew into a rage. It glared at Su Chen with a bone-chilling gaze. "I've already killed them. Why are you talking so much nonsense?" Su Chen curled his lips and replied disdainfully. "Ha ha!" The void beast was not angry. Instead, he laughed and said, "Boy, you've successfully angered me. I'll make you wish you were dead." As soon as he finished speaking, he signaled the void beast with his eyes. The latter understood tacitly, and with a ferocious look, he pounced straight at Su Chen. "Boy, this is what you get for acting tough." The void beast was as fast as lightning. He appeared in front of Su Chen in the blink of an eye. Then he stretched out his claws, which were emitting an evil light, and grabbed at Su Chen's face. "You don't know what's good for you." Su Chen snorted and punched out. When the fist and the claw collided, a violent explosion shook the heavens and the earth. The void beast broke inch by inch, starting from his palm. Soon, it spread to all parts of his body. Finally, he was smashed into pieces. Hiss! The void beasts were indescribably horrified when they saw this, and they all gasped in unison. The void beast's heart skipped a beat, and a solemn look flashed across his face. He could easily kill a first-level saint rank void beast. However, he could never smash it into pieces with one punch like Su Chen did. Because the void beast's body was extremely strong. He could only do that if he had great strength. Thus, it could be seen that Su Chen's strength had reached an incredible level. His strength was probably not inferior to his. "Human, who are you?" the void beast asked coldly. After knowing that Su Chen was a powerful cultivator, he stopped looking down on him. "I'm the one who's going to kill you." Su Chen didn't pay any attention to him. With a move of his feet, he charged straight at the other party. Since it was the other party who made the first move, there was no need for him to show mercy. Arrogant! The 5th-level saint rank void beast flew into a rage. It grabbed a pitch-black giant axe and chopped down at Su Chen. From Su Chen's aura, he judged that Su Chen was a 4th-level saint rank cultivator. So what if his strength far exceeded those of the same level? How could he be a match for a 5th-stage saint realm expert? Su Chen turned a blind eye to the incoming axe. His palm glowed with a faint golden light as he reached out to grab it. Seeing this, the void beast was stunned for a moment before it became overjoyed. His giant axe was a very high-grade saint artifact. It was incomparably sharp. Su Chen actually dared to use his physical body to resist. This was simply throwing an egg at a rock. The other void beasts also had the same idea. At this moment, they were looking at Su Chen as if they were looking at a dead man. In their opinion, as long as the axe fell, Su Chen would definitely be split in half. Qi Mufeng and the other two were smiling. They weren't worried about Su Chen at all. They had all witnessed the strength of Su Chen's physical body with their own eyes. He even dared to resist the sword-wielding Taoist saint artifact. A mere giant axe was nothing to him. Bang! Accompanied by the sound of metal clashing, the pitch-black giant axe heavily chopped down on Su Chen's palm. However, the scene of Su Chen being chopped into pieces didn't appear as they had expected. The pitch-black giant axe seemed to have chopped down on a hard piece of metal. Not only did it not cause any damage to Su Chen, but it was also firmly grasped in his hand, unable to move at all. How is this possible? Witnessing this incredible scene, all the void beasts were stunned. Chapter 1047. The 5th-stage saint-level void beast's heart was in turmoil. He couldn't imagine how a weak human could have such a strong physical body and strength. While he was in a daze, he suddenly felt a huge force coming at him. Then, the giant axe in his hand was snatched away by Su Chen. "You!" The void beast looked at Su Chen in horror, and it couldn't help but take a few steps back. Without the sacred weapon, his combat strength was at least halved. He was definitely no match for Su Chen. At this moment, the thought of escaping immediately appeared in his mind. Not bad. Su Chen looked at the giant axe in his hand and then threw it into his storage bag. This giant axe was of high quality. If it was broken down and converted, he could get at least 7,000 to 8,000 energy points. He was quite satisfied. After putting away the giant axe, Su Chen looked at the void beast and said indifferently, "Didn't you want to kill me? Why are you scared?" Gulp. The 5th-stage saint-rank void beast swallowed his saliva, and his face was filled with fear. The sacred weapon was taken away. How could he kill Su Chen? "Human, this is Wild Goose Array City after all. We still have a level 6 saint-level expert. Don't be too arrogant." Afraid that Su Chen would attack him, the void beast quickly pointed out that there were still experts in Wild Goose Array City to make Su Chen afraid. Su Chen curled his lips and said with a contemptuous smile, "A level 6 saint level is also an ant in my eyes. I'll kill one if one comes." "You!" The void beast wanted to curse Su Chen for boasting shamelessly, but under Su Chen's gaze, it didn't dare to open its mouth. "Human, do you really think that there are no experts in Wild Goose Array City?" Suddenly, a dignified voice drifted over. As soon as he finished speaking, an abnormally tall void beast shot over rapidly. Its entire body was exuding a strong murderous aura. This void beast was precisely the Wild Goose Array City's City Lord Duanzong, a 6th-level saint rank expert. 6th-level saint realm. Sensing the berserk aura emitted from Duanzang's body, the expressions of Qi Mufeng and the other two changed slightly. Su Chen's expression did not change. He sized up Duanzong and said with a smile, "You finally came out. I thought you would continue to be a coward." Before coming here, he had heard from Qi Mufeng that there was a 6th-stage saint-ranked void beast in Wuxia City. The reason why he wasn't in a hurry to kill the other void beasts was because he wanted the 6th-stage saint-rank void beast to show itself. Only then would he be able to capture all of them in one fell swoop and obtain even more fragments. A mere level 4 saint-level human dares to behave atrociously in my wild Wuxia City. You do have some guts. Duanzong glanced at Su Chen, and a cold light suddenly shot out from his eyes. He said coldly, "However, those who dare to behave atrociously in my wild Wuxia City will not have a good ending. You are no exception." As soon as he finished speaking, a cruel smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. His brows furrowed, and he released a majestic mental power, directly crushing towards Su Chen. He is actually a spirit reader. Su Chen was somewhat surprised. Void beasts were known for their strong physical bodies. The void beasts he had killed in the past were all evolvers. This was the first time he encountered a void beast that cultivated mental power. "Kid, let's see how you are going to act cool this time." Seeing that Duanzong was personally making a move, the other void beasts all thought that Su Chen was definitely going to die this time. They all sneered. "Competing with me in mental power? You are too naive." The corner of Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly, and he instantly used Atlas shapeshifting technique. When his body rose to a height of 10 feet, he quickly released his mind power. Chapter 1048. Level 5 Saint Stage. Spirit Reader. Seeing that Su Chen's cultivation had risen to level 5 Saint Stage, and he was also a spirit reader, Duanzong was slightly moved, but he quickly recovered. After all, he was one level higher than Su Chen, and he had absolute confidence in his own spirit power. Su Chen competing with him in spirit power was tantamount to hitting a rock with an egg. In the next moment, two violent spirit powers collided. Duanzang's expression suddenly changed. He clearly felt that Su Chen's spirit power was like a vast ocean, crushing his spirit power inch by inch. "Why is it like this?" Duanzong was stunned, his eyes filled with disbelief. Su Chen's level was clearly one level lower than his. Why was his spirit power crushing him? Of course, he didn't know that Su Chen had consumed the essence origin fruit twice, and his spirit power was even more powerful than a level 6 saint stage. Being crushed all the way without any preparation was also within reason. Duanzong, who reacted, felt a chill in his heart, and was about to smash Su Chen's spirit power with his fist. But he saw Su Chen punch out from afar. Suddenly, he felt his spirit tremble, and a sense of loss appeared in his mind, and he immediately fell into an illusion. Also at this time, a purple light flashed under Su Chen's feet, and he disappeared in an instant. When he appeared again, he was already in front of Duanzong. Then, he smashed down with a small 5-colored mountain that was 10 feet in size. A loud rumbling sound rang out. Duanzong was drowned in it. The city lord is dead? The void beasts in the surroundings were stunned, and even wondered if they were dreaming. Duanzong was a level 6 saint stage existence, and he was also an evolver and spirit reader. In their hearts, he had always been an invincible existence. How could he be so easily killed by a human? It must be an illusion. It must not be real. The void beasts couldn't accept this reality. They rubbed their eyes and looked at Duanzang's original position. But at this time, Su Chen put away the primary 5 extremes mountain. A pile of flesh quickly appeared on the ground, and judging from the remnants of the clothes, it was Duanzang's. When they saw this, an extremely intense feeling of fear spread through the hearts of the spatial beasts. At this moment, they all clearly realized that Duanzong was really killed, and it was an instant kill. Now that Duanzong was dead, would the human in front of them let them go? Upon realizing this, the group of void beasts retreated in fear and trepidation. Su Chen narrowed his eyes. Su Chen summoned the golden puppet and ordered, "Otetsu, kill them all." Without another word, the golden armored puppet rushed up and wreaked havoc. Su Chen didn't stay idle either. He locked onto the void beast at the 5th level of the saint rank and easily killed it. In less than a minute, Xianxia's expression changed. More than a dozen saint-stage void beasts were killed, and Su Chen happily collected the fragments. Then he took out the intelligent war chariot and left Wild Goose Array City with Qi Mufeng and the others. Behind them, Su Chen began to organize the fragments. Under Qi Mufeng's guidance, the intelligent war chariot flew straight towards the hidden spirit sect. 3 days later, the intelligent war chariot flew to a small island and stopped. This island was where the hidden spirit sect was located. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced outside. He sneered. The hidden spirit sect actually didn't set up a defensive barrier? Normally, islands would have a defensive barrier set up around the periphery to prevent outsiders from invading. But there was no sign of a defensive barrier on the island where the hidden spirit sect was located. It was unknown if they were fearless or if they had other arrangements. Chapter 1049. Su Chen glanced at it and ordered the intelligent war chariot. Satoshi, enter the island. Yes. The intelligent war chariot flew over the island and slowly landed. As soon as it landed on the ground, an old man in a golden robe flew over from a building not far away. This person was obviously from the hidden spirit sect, but when he saw the intelligent war chariot forcing its way in, he did not look angry at all. Instead, there was a faint smile on his face. It was as if he had seen a long-lost friend and came out to greet him. Su Chen felt a little strange, but he did not think too much about it. He opened the car door and got out alone. Su Chen, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. The golden-robed old man looked at Su Chen and greeted him politely. Su Chen exclaimed softly. The other party's politeness made him a little uncomfortable, so he asked, "Who are you?" "I'm Venerable Golden Light, the current sect master of the hidden spirit sect," the golden-robed old man said directly. The sect master of the hidden spirit sect? Su Chen pondered and gradually narrowed his eyes. There was a faint cold light in his eyes. The main purpose of this trip was to destroy the hidden spirit sect. As the sect master of the hidden spirit sect, Venerable Golden Light naturally could not let him go. However, he was a little confused by Venerable Golden Light's actions. "You should know the purpose of my trip, right?" Su Chen stared at Venerable Golden Light and asked coldly. "Of course I know." Venerable Golden Light nodded and said with a smile, "If I'm not wrong, you must be here to denounce me because of Xianxia, right?" "Since you know, do you think you can stop me by yourself?" Su Chen said. At this moment, he had a lot of doubts. Since the hidden spirit sect knew the purpose of his trip, shouldn't they send all their experts? Why did they only send Venerable Golden Light? Did they think Venerable Golden Light could deal with him? Although I'm a 6th-level saint stage existence, I'm definitely not your opponent. Monk Jingguang generously admitted this point. Then he smiled and said, "However, what we had before was actually a misunderstanding. We can completely bury the hatchet of war into jade and silk. There is no need to fight and kill." Misunderstanding? Su Chen sneered. "Your hidden spirit sect's Xianxia personally attacked me and you're telling me that it's a misunderstanding? Do you think I'm a 3-year-old kid?" When Monk Golden Light saw that Su Chen was somewhat angry, he hurriedly explained, "Although Xianxia is a member of our hidden spirit sect, she was expelled from the sect 3 years ago. Her attack on you is her personal matter. It has nothing to do with our hidden spirit sect." "Do you think I'll believe that?" Su Chen curled his lips, his face full of disdain. Venerable Master Jingguang's excuse was not convincing at all. He wanted to clear his name after the incident. Venerable Master Golden Light continued to explain, "Do you know why we banished Xianxia? It's because he's a spy planted by heaven-scattering Taoist in our hidden spirit sect." "There's such a thing?" Su Chen muttered. If what Monk Jingguang said was true, he really couldn't find trouble with the hidden spirit sect. After all, although he acted without scruples, he also had his principles. The other party didn't provoke him, but he slaughtered the whole sect. This was a bit unreasonable. However, he couldn't be sure whether this was true or not. Moreover, he would not be reconciled if he didn't gain anything after coming all the way here. "How can you prove that what you said is true?" Su Chen questioned. Chapter 1050. "I can make a heavenly oath." Venerable Master Jingguang swore solemnly. He really couldn't bring out any evidence to prove it. The heavenly oath had a certain binding force. If he used it to prove himself, it would be somewhat credible. Su Chen was slightly stunned and then said, "Then you can make a heavenly oath." Venerable Master Jingguang swore a heavenly oath without hesitation. Seeing that Venerable Master Jingguang was so decisive, Su Chen felt that he shouldn't be lying. Old Master Jingguang, Yang Xioli is a member of the Hidden Spirit sect after all. Even if she was expelled, she still has an unavoidable responsibility, right? Su Chen said casually. He couldn't destroy the Hidden Spirit sect, but he should at least get some benefits. Otherwise, how could he be reconciled? Venerable Master Jingguang understood immediately and laughed. Of course, the Hidden Spirit sect is responsible. For this, we will give you some compensation. Su Chen nodded slightly and felt that Venerable Master Jingguang was very sensible. The Hidden Spirit sect mainly collects and sells information. We will give you some secret information for free as compensation. Is that okay? Venerable Master Jingguang continued. Su Chen thought for a moment and reminded, I don't care about ordinary information. Although secret information was not as satisfying as material objects, some valuable information was definitely not to be belittled. For example, Qi Mufeng's news of the spirit spring of life was very tempting. What kind of information do you want to know? Venerable Master Jingguang asked. In order to satisfy Su Chen, he simply let Su Chen ask. Is there any information about the origin stone? Su Chen probed. Currently, the thing that could help him the most was the origin stone. Because he had a godly puppet from the machinery clan. As long as he installed the origin stone, it could be awakened. By then, Heaven's Scattering Taoist would no longer be a threat to him. However, he also knew that the number of origin stones in the world was very small. Recently, he had asked many people about it, but it was to no avail. Even if the Hidden Spirit sect was a sect that collected information, there should be very little information about the origin stone. He was just asking casually and did not have much hope. When Venerable Master Jingguang heard this, his expression changed. He knew that the origin stone was the source of power for the godly puppet. However, something like this was definitely a rare item in the world. Naturally, very few people knew about it. And he just so happened to know something about it. Monk Jingguang hesitated for a moment before saying, There seems to be an origin stone in the heavenly altar Huanyu. Su Chen's eyes lit up and he asked, Are you sure? He was already planning to make a trip to the heavenly altar Huanyu. If there were still origin stones there, it would be like adding wings to a tiger. It's just hearsay. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Venerable Master Golden Light replied. Then he reminded, Su Chen, you'd better not go to the Temple of Heaven rashly. Su Chen nodded and didn't say anything. Not only was there a large amount of spatial turbulence in the Temple of Heaven, there were also many terrifying creatures. However, in order to awaken the divine beast and advance to the deity realm as soon as possible, he had to make a trip there. Of course, he would only go there on the premise that he had sufficient strength. Old Jean, do you know where there are top-notch ores? Su Chen calmed down and continued to ask. If the group of spirit pets and the 3 exotic fires wanted to level up quickly, they couldn't do without top-notch ores. Moreover, the ores that he had obtained from the secret realm were almost used up. He had to replenish them. Since Venerable Master Golden Light knew the whereabouts of the origin stone, he should know where the top-notch ores were like the back of his hand. Chapter 1051. Aren't you going to the Void Secret Realm? There are a lot of high-quality ores there, Monk Jingguang said. Su Chen nodded. Qi Mufeng had said that there were many good things in the Void Secret Realm that could improve one's cultivation. If Monk Jingguang hadn't reminded him, he would have forgotten about it. Old Jingguang, let's meet again if fate wills it. Su Chen said goodbye and prepared to leave. Now that he knew the whereabouts of the origin stone, this trip was not in vain. He had to hurry back and not delay the opening of the Void Secret Realm. Okay, let's meet again if fate wills it. Monk Jingguang let out a long sigh of relief. Su Chen didn't leave, which made him feel pressured. Now, he could finally relax. Su Chen didn't say anything else and turned to walk toward the intelligent war chariot. Unexpectedly, before he took a few steps, the swift bird suddenly warned him, Master, there's a powerhouse rapidly approaching us. How strong? Su Chen didn't pay too much attention. It seems to be a 7th stage saint-level powerhouse, the swift bird replied with a trembling voice. 7th stage saint level? Su Chen's eyelids twitched. He didn't care about a 6th stage saint-level powerhouse, but a 7th stage saint-level powerhouse was enough to pose a threat to him. However, was the other party coming for him? He couldn't be sure yet. Soon, a golden spaceship flew over from not far away. It was almost as fast as the intelligent war chariot. Mo Songhai of the Beilu Mountain. Why is he here? Monk Jingguang whispered with a grave expression. Mo Songhai was not only a 7th stage saint-level powerhouse, but he also had a 6th stage saint-level puppet. It could be said that he was abnormally strong. His sudden appearance caused Monk Jingguang to feel uneasy. Su Chen wasn't in a hurry to leave. He suspected that Mo Songhai came for him. If so, even if he wanted to leave, the other party would definitely stop him. Rather than that, it was better to wait and see. When the golden spaceship came close, the moment the cabin door opened, an old man with a cold expression walked out. The man narrowed his eyes and looked around. Finally, his gaze landed on Su Chen. He said coldly, "You are Su Chen, right?" "Yes, what's the matter?" Su Chen said indifferently. "I came here mainly for 2 things. If you agree to both of them, I won't make things difficult for you," Mo Songhai said very naturally. "Tell me about it." Su Chen rubbed his nose and said calmly. Even though the other party was a 7th stage saint ranker, he wasn't afraid at all. Because he had stored a large amount of energy points, he could raise his cultivation to level 5 saint rank at any time. As expected of the god of slaughter, you do have some guts. Seeing Su Chen's fearless and calm look, Mo Songhai praised him and then said, "Hand over your golden puppet and heaven-scattering Taoist's things, and I can spare your life." Are you sent by heaven-scattering Taoist? Su Chen gradually narrowed his eyes, and a cold light flickered in his eyes. If the other party was really sent by heaven-scattering Taoist, he would definitely not let him go. You don't need to know that. You just have to say whether you want to hand them over or not. Mo Songhai snorted with an arrogant look. At the same time, a huge pressure emanated from his body. Monk Jingguang was affected and kept retreating. In the intelligent chariot, Qi Mufeng and the other 2 people changed their expressions greatly. They had already perceived that Mo Songhai was definitely a 7th stage saint ranker. He was 3 levels higher than Su Chen. Could Su Chen still be a match for him? At this moment, they were extremely worried. Chapter 1052. What if I don't hand it over? Su Chen snorted. If you don't know what's good for you, I'll kill you right here. Mo Songhai's face darkened, and a cold smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. It looked like he had Su Chen in his grasp. Kill me? Su Chen curled his lips and said disdainfully, "I'm afraid you don't have the right to do that." As soon as his words left his mouth, his body suddenly rose. When he reached a height of 30 meters, he quickly spent another 200,000 energy points to exchange for a level 16 all-attribute fragment. In this way, his cultivation instantly soared to the 6th stage of the saint stage. Shameless boasting. Do you think you can be rampant in front of me just because you have some strength? Today, I'll show you what a real powerhouse is. Mo Songhai sneered. Just as he was about to attack, he suddenly froze. At this moment, he clearly felt that Su Chen's aura had reached the 6th stage of the saint stage. However, he had received news that Su Chen was only a 4th stage saint stage. Even if he used a transformation technique, he could only reach the 5th stage of the saint stage. Why was he now a 6th stage saint stage? Could it be that he was hiding his cultivation? Thinking of this, Mo Songhai's scalp tingled. He had heard of Su Chen's powerful combat strength. Killing enemies of a higher level was like child's play to him. The reason why he dared to come and force Su Chen was that he was 2 levels higher than Su Chen. He thought he could crush Su Chen. However, in the current situation, Su Chen was indeed a 6th stage saint stage. How could he crush Su Chen? He might even lose his life here. Su Chen has advanced. Monk Jingguang was extremely shocked. According to the information he had collected, Su Chen had just broken through to the 4th stage of the saint stage during the Starry Sky Grand Competition. This information couldn't be wrong. It meant that Su Chen had advanced again in just a few days. However, what he couldn't understand was that it was extremely difficult to break through to the saint level. It would easily take decades or even centuries. Su Chen's terrifying advancement speed was unheard of and rarely seen in the world. He was definitely one of the most monstrous geniuses in the world. After learning that Su Chen had leveled up, Qi Mufeng and the others were overjoyed. The worry in his heart had also disappeared. You hid your strength? Emo Songhai stared at Su Chen in a daze. The corner of his mouth began to tremble. He didn't think that Su Chen could advance in such a short period of time, so he suspected that Su Chen was hiding his cultivation. It's none of your business. Su Chen smiled contemptuously and provoked. Didn't you want to kill me? Hurry up, I can't wait any longer. Emo Songhai swallowed his saliva and said in a trembling voice, Su Chen, I was just joking with you. Please don't take it to heart. Su Chen had already reached the 6th stage of the Saint stage. He didn't dare to fight with Su Chen. He could only try his best to say some nice things and pray that Su Chen wouldn't lower himself to his level. Monk Jingguang's eyes were filled with disdain. Emo Songhai was extremely arrogant before and kept saying that he wanted to kill Su Chen. However, after Su Chen leveled up, he changed his attitude and acted like a grandson. This was simply a disgrace to the 7th stage of the Saint stage. He didn't even want face. A joke? Su Chen sneered and said indifferently, Since you don't dare to attack, I won't hold back. As soon as he finished speaking, his feet moved, and he transformed into a streak of light that charged towards Emo Songhai. You're going too far. Emo Songhai gritted his teeth and swung an iron rod that flickered with starlight at Su Chen. Since Su Chen didn't want to let him go, he could only fight with all his might. Chapter 1053. Su Chen suddenly stopped halfway. This unexpected action made Emo Songhai very uncomfortable. The iron staff in his hand stopped in midair. Not knowing what Su Chen was doing, he quickly opened his storage bag and summoned a puppet of the 6th stage of the Saint stage to defend himself. Su Chen, let's stop here. I'll pretend that nothing happened. After summoning the puppet of the 6th stage of the Saint stage, Emo Songhai had calmed down from his previous panic. He was no longer so afraid of Su Chen. Su Chen didn't say anything, but a strange smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Emo Songhai saw this and his heart couldn't help but tremble. He vaguely felt that something was wrong. But at this moment, a terrifying pressure suddenly came from behind him. A sneak attack? Emo Songhai shuddered and quickly turned around. In his line of sight was another Su Chen, who was holding a 5-colored mountain and smashing it down on his head. How can there be two Su Chen? Emo Songhai felt extremely strange. Just as he was about to block, Su Chen punched him from afar. Soon after, a sense of confusion surged into his heart. All the movements of his hands also came to a halt. Su Chen's second primordial spirit took the opportunity to smash down the integrated 5 extremes mountain. Emo Songhai's puppet of the 6th stage of the Saint stage saw that something was wrong and raised its arms to block the integrated 5 extremes mountain. However, it obviously didn't expect the weight of the integrated 5 extremes mountain. After a slight contact, it was directly pressed to the ground. Emo Songhai also fell to the ground with it. At this moment, he had broken free from the illusion. However, being pressed to the ground by the integrated 5 extremes mountain, he had lost the ability to resist. Su Chen is too strong. Seeing Su Chen capture Emo Songhai like a rabbit, Monk Golden Light was shocked. He had long guessed that Emo Songhai would not be Su Chen's match, but he did not expect Emo Songhai to be so weak. Under Su Chen's hands, he didn't even have a chance to resist. However, he was also clear about one thing. Emo Songhai was by no means a weakling. The reason for this situation to occur could only mean that Su Chen was far stronger than the rumors said. A piece of trash like you wants to kill me? Su Chen slowly walked forward and sneered. As he walked, a pitch-black battle saber appeared in his hand. The cold light on it was dazzling. Su Chen, I was also bewitched by heaven-scattering Taoist. Please give me another chance. Emo Songhai begged loudly. At this moment, he'd been reduced to a lamb waiting to be slaughtered, and his life was in the hands of Su Chen. If he wanted to live, he could only beg Su Chen to show mercy. What's the point of keeping trash like you? Su Chen curled his lips and chopped down with his saber. With a crack, Emo Songhai's head separated from his body. He's killed so easily. Venerable Master Jingguang sighed in his heart. Emo Songhai was a famous expert in the 7th stage of the saint level. He could have been free and unfettered in the void. He shouldn't have provoked Su Chen. He only had himself to blame for losing his life. After collecting the fragments, Su Chen said goodbye to Venerable Master Jingguang. Then, he got on the intelligent war chariot and left. How can there be such a monster in the world? Venerable Master Jingguang sighed deeply as he looked at the place where the intelligent war chariot disappeared. Su Chen, shall we return to the Void Fortress or go somewhere else? On the way, Qi Mufeng asked. Let's return to the Void Fortress. Su Chen thought for a moment and replied. Previously they came here through the transmission formation. However, after the commotion, the Void Beast must be on guard. It would be unsafe to return through the transmission formation. If they could only fly back, they would be running out of time. If they went somewhere else, it was likely to delay the opening of the Void Secret Land. Chapter 1054. Behind him, the intelligent war chariot flew straight towards the Void Fortress. The first few days were peaceful, but on the 5th day, the swift bird reminded him, Master, I feel that someone has been spying on us. Someone is following us? Su Chen frowned slightly and asked. It's not following us, it's like someone is secretly observing us, but they're very far away from us, the swift bird explained. Su Chen pondered for a moment, then ordered the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, search. The intelligent war chariot had been upgraded to level 14, and its search range had reached 200,000 kilometers. If someone was really lying in ambush nearby, it would be able to find some clues. Master, I didn't find anything. The intelligent war chariot searched for a while and immediately replied. Ignore it, let's continue our journey. Since he couldn't find any traces of the other party, Su Chen simply ignored it. The intelligent war chariot continued to fly for 2 days, and when they passed by a group of meteorites, the swift bird reminded him again, Master, the dangerous signal has been found, it's among the meteorites. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked at the meteorites. Suddenly, a white light shot out and quickly arrived in front of the intelligent war chariot. Then, after condensing, it turned into the shadow of a void beast. Su Chen, I have something to talk to you about. The void beast's shadow glanced at the intelligent war chariot and said coldly. Su Chen didn't think much about it, opened the door and walked out alone. He raised his voice and said to the void beast's shadow, It's you who has been spying on us these few days, right? Yes. The void beast's shadow admitted generously. What's your purpose? Su Chen asked. The other party had been following him for several days, so there must be a purpose. Since you entered the void, you've killed many of our people, right? The void beast didn't answer the question and asked back. Su Chen nodded and waited for the other party to continue. Since you've admitted it, let's continue our discussion. The void beast's silhouette cleared its throat and said in a deep voice, Those who oppose us void beasts will not have a good ending, especially those like you who have killed countless of our clansmen. You will suffer our crazy revenge. However, this old man cherishes talents, so I can give you a chance to live. Tell me. Su Chen rubbed his nose, his expression calm. The void beast phantom's expression was solemn as it said coldly, Submit to us void beasts, or we'll destroy you. You. Su Chen's face was filled with disdain. The other party was just an illusion, yet he dared to boast about destroying him. What a joke. This old man gave you a chance. Since you didn't grasp it, then die. The void beast's phantom sneered. Suddenly, the group of meteorites behind him shook violently. In the next moment, all the meteorites gathered in one place. After a few breaths of time, they formed into a meteorite giant that was hundreds of meters tall. What is this? Qi Mufeng and the other two were stunned. At the same time, the void beast's phantom flew to the meteorite giant's head and then disappeared between his eyebrows. All of a sudden, a berserk aura of a 7th-level saint realm swept out from his body. Ha ha! The meteorite giant suddenly laughed wildly and stared at Su Chen with his huge eyes. He said coldly, Su Chen, now you know fear? You're too naive. Su Chen shook his head with a look of contempt. He didn't take the other party seriously at all. Indeed, the meteorite giant's huge body gave people a very shocking feeling. But it was only a level 7 saint level after all. It wasn't qualified to show off in front of him. Chapter 1055. You're about to die, but you still dare to be stubborn. Then I'll let you have a taste of my power. The meteorite giant roared, clenching a fist the size of a hill and smashing it straight at Su Chen. Suddenly, a violent wave of air pressed down from above, and the entire void turned pitch black. The intelligent war chariot was affected and was blown several miles away. Qi Mufeng and the other two in the chariot felt the pressure. Their faces changed drastically, and their breathing stopped. At the same time, they were worried about Su Chen. In the face of the meteorite giant's devastating punch, could Su Chen withstand it? Insignificant skill. Su Chen sneered, and his body suddenly rose to more than 10 feet away. Then he released his spiritual force to wrap around his fist, and at the same time, he ran the golden scale arm and the heavenly strength technique. Then he turned into a flash of light and rushed straight at the huge fist falling from the sky. Su Chen was going to fight head-on. Seeing this scene, Qi Mufeng and the other two's hearts stopped beating. You're overestimating yourself. A trace of disdain flashed across the meteorite giant's mouth, and then he increased his strength, vowing to kill Su Chen with one punch. The next moment, Su Chen and the meteorite giant's fist collided. There was a loud bang. The meteorite giant's mountain-like fist exploded, and suddenly it was torn apart, turning into pieces of meteorites again. It was like a meteorite rain, shooting in all directions. Su Chen is too fierce. Seeing Su Chen smash the meteorite giant's fist, Qi Mufeng and the other two roared excitedly. How could this be? The meteorite giant was dumbfounded as it watched its huge fist completely shatter. Regardless of whether it was Su Chen's physical body or strength, he was actually strong to such an extent, which really surprised him. But at this moment, Su Chen flew to the meteorite giant's head, directly summoned 100 holy swords, and slashed down from the sky. So many thunder-type holy swords. The meteorite giant was so shocked that he even forgot to defend. Puff! The 100 holy swords merged into a giant sword that was more than 10 feet long, and it went straight into the meteorite giant's head. With a stir, the meteorite giant's head fell apart. At the same time, it was accompanied by a shrill scream. The next second, the entire meteorite giant collapsed. Su Chen is too invincible. Looking at Su Chen's figure from afar, Qi Muyu's eyes were filled with infatuation as he sighed with emotion. Even the meteorite giant, who was 100 zhang tall and had a cultivation level of 7th stage saint rank, was no match for Su Chen. Su Chen's valiant and invincible image gradually left a mark in her heart. Don't let me find your real body. Su Chen's to kill to the heavens to die. Although he had destroyed the void beast's shadow, it did not drop any fragments, which made him very unhappy. Su Chen, that void beast seems to be Li Kechuan from Silent Sound Island. Qi Mufeng reminded Su Chen when he returned to the car. Silent Sound Island. Li Kechuan. Su Chen murmured. Suddenly, he thought of something and said, Is it the Silent Sound Island near the void ruins? Yes. Qi Mufeng replied affirmatively. The next time I go to the void ruins, I can wipe out Silent Sound Island. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and murmured to himself. The void ruins was a place he learned from the 2 immortal element grasses. Even heaven-scattering Taoist attached great importance to this place. Obviously, there was a big secret hidden there. He was definitely going to find out what was going on. Li Kechuan dared to attack him, so he could use this as an excuse to destroy Silent Sound Island. Chapter 1056. Behind them, the intelligent war chariot continued to fly toward the Void Fortress. It took them 7 days to reach the Void Barricade. However, to their surprise, the atmosphere in the Qi family was quite solemn, as if something big had happened. Su Chen and the other 3 entered the Void Fortress. When they were about to ask someone about it, Qi Mulei hurried over. Furthermore, from the looks of it, he seemed rather anxious. Brother, what happened to our family? Qi Mufeng was puzzled. I'll tell you later. Qi Mulei replied. Then he turned to Su Chen and said, Su Chen, quickly leave the Void Fortress and find a place to hide. Why? Su Chen was puzzled. Qi Mulei hesitated for a moment and said, Feng Zan from the Feng family has come to challenge you. It'll be too late if you don't leave now. The Feng family? Feng Zan? Su Chen was even more puzzled. He didn't have any grudges with the Feng family. Why did they want to challenge him? And judging from Qi Mulei's anxious look, could it be that this Feng Zan was very powerful? Upon hearing the name of the Feng family, Qi Mufeng and the other two's faces darkened. Brother Qi, is Feng Zan very powerful? Su Chen looked at Qi Mulei and asked. Feng Zan is a 6th-stage saint-level practitioner. Qi Mulei said straightforwardly. Su Chen was a little disdainful. A 6th-stage saint-level practitioner was no different from an ant in his eyes. He could kill him with one hand. However, Qi Mulei should know this very well. Why did he look so worried? Could there be more to it? Brother Qi, what's going on? Su Chen asked in a low voice. Qi Mulei knew that Su Chen would not leave if he did not explain the situation clearly, so he explained, the Feng clan is ranked first among the 10 great hidden clans, and their relationship with the Han clan and Gu clan has always been good. You destroyed the experts of the Han clan and the Gu clan. The Feng clan is very unhappy, so they came here to find trouble with you. If they want to cause trouble for me, they need to have the ability to do so. Su Chen snorted and continued, the Feng clan only sent Feng Zan to challenge me, yet they are so confident? During the Starry Sky Grand Competition, he had killed 4 6th-level Saint rank powerhouses with a single slash. His terrifying strength was on full display. A mere 6th-level Saint ranker dared to challenge him? Could it be that water had entered his brain? Qi Mulei explained, Phoenix Hairpin is a magic psychic. He knows that you're a full-time cultivator, so it's very likely that he'll challenge you to a match of magic power. Hee. A disdainful smile appeared on Su Chen's face. It was true that his profession as an evolver was the most powerful, but the magic psychic was not inferior to him. Especially now, he had successfully integrated the 3 elements of magic. Not to mention a magic psychic at the 6th level of the Saint rank, he could even kill a 7th-level Saint rank. Phoenix Hairpin dared to compete with him in magic power, which was tantamount to shooting himself in the foot. Seeing Su Chen's relaxed look, Qi Mulei reminded him, Feng Leiha, the ancestor of the Feng clan, is also here. He is a cultivator at the 7th level of the Saint rank. In addition, Phoenix Hairpin's grandfather is Xiao Zhan, the fort master of the Black Cloud Castle, a super powerhouse at the 8th level of the Saint rank. The Feng clan is quite powerful. Su Chen muttered to himself. The 8th level of the Saint rank could indeed pose a threat to him, but he had saved some energy points, which were enough for him to advance to the 6th level of the Saint rank. Once he advanced to the 6th level of the Saint rank, he could also defeat the 8th level of the Saint rank. However, recently, his speed of advancement had been too fast. It was very likely to attract the attention of heaven-scattering Taoist. He would not choose to advance unless he had no other choice. However, since the other party had come to challenge him, Su Chen would never flinch. He said to Qi Mulei, Brother Qi, take me to meet the people of the Feng clan. Chapter 1057. Su Chen, we're going to the Void Secret Land soon. Don't cause any trouble. Let's hide for now. Qi Mulei advised. After interacting with Su Chen for some time, he more or less understood Su Chen's temper. If they really met with the Feng family, there might be a bloodbath. It wouldn't matter if it was an ordinary force, but the Feng family wasn't an ordinary force. Not only was Feng Leiha a stage 7 saint-level expert, but he also had the support of Xiao Zhan from the Black Cloud Fort. No matter how strong Su Chen was, he wouldn't be a match for them, right? It's okay. Brother Qi, just bring me there. Su Chen said indifferently. Qi Mulei still didn't want to agree. Just as he was about to continue persuading, Qi Mufeng said, Big brother, let's listen to Su Chen. Once Su Chen made up his mind, no one could stop him. Moreover, with Su Chen's current strength, a mere Feng family was really not enough to deal with him. Therefore, there was no need to worry about Su Chen. Qi Mulei looked at Qi Mufeng in a daze and didn't know what to say. The Feng family is here. At this moment, Qi Muyu pointed to the front and reminded. Su Chen squinted his eyes and saw a group of people walking towards them. Qi Qingchuan, Shang Chuishan, and the others were among them. There were two unfamiliar men in the group. One of them was about 50 years old. He had a strong back and a strong waist. His steps were vigorous, and he had the aura of a superior. The other man was about 27 or 28 years old. He looked ordinary, but his eyes were sharp. These two people were Feng Leihe and Feng Zan from the Feng family. You're Su Chen. When the group came closer, Feng Leihe squinted his eyes and looked at Su Chen. Yes, Su Chen said calmly. Feng Leihe snorted and questioned. You haven't been in the void for long, but you've already annihilated many forces. You're quite bold. What does courage have to do with you? What can you do about it? Su Chen replied disdainfully. Upon hearing this, the expressions of Qi Qingchuan and the others froze. In any case, Feng Leihe was a 7th-level saint rank powerhouse. Su Chen actually didn't give him any face at all. Wasn't this too arrogant? Hee. I've long heard that you have no scruples in doing things and that you don't care about anyone. Today, I see that you live up to your reputation. Feng Leihe's mouth twitched slightly. Instead of getting angry, he laughed. On the side, Feng Zan's face was gloomy as she coldly rebuked. Su Chen, I advise you not to be too arrogant. Do you know what kind of existence you are facing? Brother Feng, Su Chen might not know your identities. Please don't mind him. Seeing that the situation was at daggers drawn, Qi Qingchuan hurriedly came out to smooth things over. Feng Leihe snorted coldly. His anger hadn't subsided yet. Feng Zan said arrogantly, Su Chen, listen carefully. We're from the number 1 of the top 10 hidden families, the Feng family. You just offended us. Why aren't you kneeling down and begging for our forgiveness? It's over. The hearts of Qi Mulei and the others skipped a beat. Feng Zan, this idiot, dared to humiliate Su Chen. She was simply courting death. With Su Chen's temper, this matter wouldn't end well. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced at Feng Zan. Then he turned to Feng Leihe and said, Why is the Feng family looking for me? Feng Leihe said straightforwardly, The Han family and Gu family have a partnership with our Feng family. You slaughtering them is going against our Feng family. And then, Su Chen said lightly. Feng Leihe smiled gloomily. Our Feng family follows the rules. I'll send someone to challenge you. Don't tell me you're planning to let this trash challenge me? Su Chen pointed at Feng Zan and said contemptuously. Chapter 1058. Feng Zan's face turned ferocious as he gritted his teeth and growled. Su Chen, do you want to die? As the most talented magic psychic in the history of the Feng family, he was humiliated by Su Chen in front of his face, causing his anger to reach its peak. Su Chen, I know you're a full-time cultivator. Do you dare to compete with me in terms of magic power? Feng Zan calmed down and raised his voice to provoke. Although he was conceited, he knew that if Su Chen used all his strength, he would definitely not be his opponent. However, if they only competed in terms of magic power, he was 100% sure that he could kill Su Chen. Sure. Su Chen did not hesitate at all. Qi Qingchuan and the others were a little worried and felt that Su Chen was a little arrogant. They had seen Su Chen's strength as an evolver, but it was rare for Su Chen to use the means of a magic psychic. Feng Zan was an extremely powerful magic psychic, and his cultivation had reached the 6th stage of the saint rank. Could Su Chen be his opponent? Feng Leihe's lips curled into a sinister smile, and then he reminded, Remember what you said. You can only use magic power, otherwise don't blame me for being impolite. Su Chen curled his lips. You don't have to worry about this. You just need to prepare to collect the corpses of your Feng family members. Hearing this, the hearts of Qi Qingchuan and the others trembled. Su Chen was going to be ruthless. But could he really kill Feng Zan? Moreover, once Feng Zan was killed, would Feng Leihe sit back and do nothing? After all, Feng Leihe was a 7th stage saint rank powerhouse. Was Su Chen not worried about Feng Leihe's anger at all? Su Chen, you must calm down. Shang Chuishan reminded him anxiously. No one can stop what I, Su Chen, want to do. Su Chen's expression was solemn as he said this. Then he looked at Feng Zan and raised his voice. Feng Zan, come out and die. Arrogant. Feng Zan couldn't take it anymore. She took a step forward and looked straight at Su Chen. The battle was on the verge of breaking out, and the others silently retreated, leaving the battlefield to Su Chen and Yi Zichen. Su Chen, it's not too late to kneel and beg for mercy. Once I make a move, you won't have another chance. Feng Zan glanced at Su Chen with an arrogant expression. You're just an ant. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? Hurry up. Su Chen snorted disdainfully. You're courting death. Feng Zan roared and slowly raised his hands. In the next moment, a ball of light began to gather in each of his palms. In his left hand was a ball of dancing flame, and in his right hand was a ball of lightning. Fire and lightning dual-element magic. Dual-elemental magic psyche master. Qi Qingchuan and the others were moved. Generally speaking, a dual-elemental magic psychic was much more powerful than a single-elemental magic psychic. Feng Zan's strength must be much stronger than the average 6th-stage saint-level psychic master. Qi Mufeng was a little disdainful. Su Chen was an all-element psychic master, and Feng Zan was only a dual-element psychic. In front of Su Chen, she was a joke. After Feng Zan released the dual-element magic, she suddenly put her hands together. The two types of magic in his hands fused together easily. At the same time, a violent wind and lightning magic fluctuation spread out. The wind and lightning magic merged. Seeing this, Qi Qingchuan and the others were stunned. It was the first time they saw magic of different elements merged together. Moreover, the merged magic exuded a terrifying power that made their breathing become abnormally heavy. At the same time, they began to worry for Su Chen. Haha! Su Chen, now you know how powerful I am? Feng Zan let out a wild laugh. Chapter 1059. Interesting, but in my eyes, you're still an ant. Su Chen smiled contemptuously and released his magic. Suddenly, red, blue, and white rays of light blossomed in his palm. Tri-elemental magic. Su Chen was actually a tri-elemental psychic. Qi Qingchuan roared excitedly. He knew that Su Chen was a psychic, but he didn't expect Su Chen to be a tri-elemental psychic. Full-time cultivator. Tri-elemental psychic. Too monstrous. Feng Lei he was shocked. At the same time, a murderous intent quietly appeared in his heart. For a genius like Su Chen, if he couldn't be used for himself, he had to take the opportunity to destroy him. Otherwise, he would definitely threaten the Feng family. Why is he a tri-elemental psychic? Feng Zan kept shouting in his heart. All along, he had thought that no one could beat him in terms of talent as a psychic. But Su Chen's identity as a tri-elemental psychic gave him a heavy blow. It made him extremely unwilling and angry. Su Chen, don't be complacent. Even if you have tri-elemental magic, you're definitely not a match for fusion magic. I can still kill you. Feng Zan laughed sinisterly. Tri-elemental magic was very powerful, but in front of fusion magic, it couldn't withstand a single blow. He had absolute confidence that he could completely destroy Su Chen. Feng Zan is too arrogant. Qi Mufeng sneered in his heart. As early as when he was in the Elf continent, Su Chen could already fuse ice and fire magic. Feng Zan was still too young to compete with Su Chen in terms of talent in magic. You think you're the only one who can fuse magic? Su Chen stared at Feng Zan and smiled contemptuously. As soon as he finished speaking, the tri-elemental magic in his hand quickly fused together. Moreover, the power emitted far surpassed Feng Zan's dual magic by a large margin. Although he was only a level 5 saint, one level lower than Feng Zan. However, the tri-elemental magic had fused with the concretes, and the power was far beyond the same level. Plus, it was a tri-elemental fusion, so it was naturally more powerful than a dual-elemental fusion. Oh my god! The fusion of 3 elements. Qi Qingchuan and the others were completely stunned. Qi Mufeng's expression also froze. He only knew that Su Chen had fused 2 types of magic, but he never thought that he could also fuse 3 types of magic. At this moment, he roared in his heart, as expected of Su Chen. A peerless genius. How did he do it? Feng Lei's eyes widened and he was stunned. Why? Feng Zan was completely dumbfounded. Although he was extremely unwilling, He had to admit that Su Chen's talent in magic was far beyond his own. Feng Zan, didn't you want to destroy me? Let's just touch it. Su Chen pursed his lips and raised his hand to release a tri-elemental fusion spell. In an instant, a terrifying wave of magic swept towards the phoenix hairpin. Feng Zan was so frightened that her whole body began to tremble violently. Although he knew that he was no match for Su Chen, he would not sit still and wait for death. I'll kill you. Feng Zan gritted her teeth and growled, and also threw out the dual magic in her hand. In the next moment, the magic of the two sides collided violently, making an earth-shattering explosion, and also creating a violent airflow. Qi Muxue and the other low-level people were blown to the left and right. Qi Qingchuan and the others were not too affected because of their higher cultivation. At this moment, they all looked towards the center of the explosion. Suddenly, a tricolored ball of light shot out from it and swept straight towards the phoenix hairpin. This tricolored ball of light was the fusion of Su Chen's tri-elemental magic. After destroying the dual magic of the phoenix hairpin, it obviously had the energy to continue to attack. Chapter 1060. Not good. Feng Leiha's expression changed drastically as he disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Feng Zan as he clenched his fist and punched forward. Feng Zan was only a Dharma psychic and definitely couldn't block Su Chen's three-elemental magic attack. Of course, Feng Leiha wouldn't just watch Feng Zan be killed. There was a loud explosion. The three elemental magic balls that swept over were instantly torn apart under the impact of the huge force. Su Chen, it was just a spar, but you wanted to kill my Feng family's disciple. You must give me an explanation today. After defeating Su Chen's three elemental magic, Feng Leiha stared coldly at Su Chen and scolded. Qi Qingchuan and the others immediately felt indignant. Feng Zan was killed by Su Chen in a one-on-one duel because he wasn't strong enough. Moreover, Feng Zan kept saying that he wanted to destroy Su Chen. Even if he was killed by Su Chen, he only had himself to blame. Feng Leiha had already broken the rules by helping. Now, he even threatened Su Chen. He was simply shameless to the extreme. Give you an explanation? Who do you think you are? Su Chen snorted and then said coldly, No one can stop me, Su Chen, from killing someone. If you dare to stop me, I'll eradicate your Feng family together. Eradicate my Feng family? Feng Leiha was stunned for a moment as a flame of anger burned in his chest. The Feng family had stood in the void for thousands of years and was the #1 force among the top 10 hidden families. There were as many saint-level powerhouses in the family as there were clouds. He himself was also a 7th-stage saint-level powerhouse. Moreover, he had the backing of the Black Cloud Fort. Su Chen actually dared to say that he would eradicate the Feng family. He was simply too arrogant. At this moment, Feng Leiha secretly swore that he must use this opportunity to tear Su Chen into pieces. Qi Qingchuan and the others were stunned by Su Chen's words. Admittedly, Su Chen was very strong, but no matter how strong he was, he couldn't compete with the Feng family, right? These words were very likely to anger Feng Leiha and bring about a fatal disaster. Su Chen, you want to eradicate my Feng family? Who the F***ck do you think you are? Do you have the ability? Feng Zan mocked mercilessly. Just now, he was scared out of his wits. But now, seeing that Feng Leiha was backing him up, he instantly became fearless. Then I'll kill you first. Su Chen narrowed his eyes emitting a strong murderous aura. Boasting shamelessly. I want to see how you'll kill me. Feng Leiha stood in front of Feng Zan and sneered with disdain. As you wish. Suddenly, Su Chen's lips curled into a strange arc looking at Su Chen's expression. Feng Leiha vaguely felt that something was wrong, but he didn't understand what was going on. He could only stare at Su Chen and be cautious. Ah! Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream reverberated in the air. Feng Leiha's eyelids twitched as he quickly turned around. In his line of sight, he saw another Su Chen strangling Feng Zan's neck. To Su Chen. Feng Leiha was a little stunned. After regaining his senses, he roared at Su Chen. Su Chen, let go of Feng Zan now, or I'll skin you alive. Crack. What answered him was the crisp sound of bones breaking. Under Su Chen's signal, the second primordial spirit broke Feng Zan's neck. What I hate the most in my life is others threatening me, and those who threaten me don't have a good ending. Su Chen looked at Feng Leiha and said calmly, Su Chen, I want you dead. Feng Leiha could no longer suppress the anger in his heart as he roared and charged toward Su Chen's body. Chapter 1061. Su Chen quickly used the Atlas shape-shifting technique. When his body rose to 10 feet, a terrifying aura spread out. 6th stage Saint rank. Su Chen had advanced. Qi Qingchuan and the others were shocked. They clearly remembered that Su Chen was only a 4th stage Saint rank during the Starry Sky Grand Competition. After not seeing him for a few days, he had advanced again. This kind of advancement speed could only be described as terrifying. At the same time, they also realized that after advancing, Su Chen could definitely crush Feng Leiha. Su Chen is too awesome, isn't he? Qi Mulei opened his mouth wide and couldn't close it for a long time. It wasn't until now that he realized why Su Chen didn't put the Feng family in his eyes. It turned out that he had already advanced. 6th stage Saint rank? How did you do it? Feng Leiha's forward momentum came to an abrupt stop as he looked at Su Chen in a daze. His face was filled with inexplicable horror. Before coming here, he had inquired about it clearly. After Su Chen transformed, he was at most a 5th stage Saint rank. Knowing this, he dared to come and find trouble with Su Chen. If he had known that Su Chen had advanced, he wouldn't have come to ask for trouble even if he was beaten to death. How did I do it? Do I need to report to you? Su Chen curled his lips and said disdainfully. Feng Leiha swallowed his saliva. Instead of being angry, he smiled embarrassedly. Su Chen, our Feng family has no grudges with you. It was a misunderstanding before. I will leave now. He had heard of Su Chen's powerful combat strength. During the Starry Sky Grand Competition, he killed 4 6th stage Saint rank powerhouses with just the strength of a 5th stage Saint rank. Therefore, killing enemies of a higher level was as simple as eating and drinking for Su Chen. And after Su Chen's promotion, he was only 1 level away from him. Even if he had the courage, he wouldn't dare to fight with Su Chen again. I just killed Feng Zan. As the ancestor of the Feng clan, aren't you going to avenge him? Su Chen rubbed his nose and asked indifferently. Feng Zan didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. She dared to compete with you. She deserved to be killed. Feng Leiha gritted his teeth and said, This old man is shameless to this extent in order to survive. Su Chen couldn't help but click his tongue. Qi Qingchuan and the others looked down on Feng Leiha. Feng Leiha was the ancestor of the Feng clan, a level 7 Saint realm expert. However, he actually dared to say such words under the intimidation of Su Chen. It was simply an insult to a Saint-level expert, making everyone feel ashamed. Although your words sound nice, unfortunately, I won't let you go. Su Chen looked at Feng Leiha and sighed. If you don't remove the roots when cutting the weeds, they will grow again when the spring breeze blows. If an expert like Feng Leiha was left behind, it would be a disaster. Moreover, he didn't want to miss the chance to get a fragment. Therefore, Feng Leiha must die. You! The corner of Feng Leiha's mouth twitched and his face turned pale. With a slight change of mind, he turned and fled. He knew very well that he was definitely not a match for Su Chen. If he wanted to live, the only way was to escape. No one has been able to escape from my hands. Su Chen snorted coldly and chased after him together with the second primordial spirit. Although Feng Leiha was a level 7 Saint realm expert, he was far from being able to compete with Su Chen in terms of speed. Su Chen activated the extreme speed warboots and caught up to Feng Leiha in a few breaths. Then, he released his mental strength to restrict Feng Leiha's movements. Su Chen, if you dare to kill me, the Black Cloud Fort will not let you go. Seeing that he couldn't escape, Feng Leiha was scared out of his wits. He could only use the Black Cloud Fort to make Su Chen wary. If Xiao Zhan doesn't know what's good for him, I'll kill him too. Su Chen sneered and then used the 10,000 lights 10 shadows killing technique. In a series of explosions, Feng Leiha was killed without a trace. Chapter 1062. What a terrifying killing move. It was Shang Chuishan's first time seeing Su Chen use the 10,000 lights 10 shadows killing technique. That kind of terrifying destructive power gave him a great shock. Su Chen's trump cards are endless. Qi Qingchuan was shocked and deeply sighed. Shang Fei and the others were so shocked that they couldn't recover for a long time. Su Chen's strength was far beyond their imagination. It was so easy to kill a stage 7 sacred level expert. They were all talented disciples of their families, but compared to Su Chen, they were simply trash. Qi Mushi, in particular, felt bitter in his heart. He still remembered that when Su Chen first came to the Void Fortress, he even took the initiative to challenge Su Chen. Now that he thought about it, he was like a joke at that time. Su Chen collected the fragments and merged his second primordial spirit into his body. Then, he came to Qi Qingchuan and the others and asked, "Senior, the Void Secret Land is about to open. When shall we leave?" The Void Secret Land was too important, and they couldn't afford any delays. Qi Qingchuan came to his senses and quickly replied, "Why don't we leave now?" Su Chen had the same idea. Then, he took out the intelligent war chariot and invited everyone to get on. Then, under Qi Qingchuan's guidance, the intelligent war chariot flew straight to the Void Secret Land. On the way, Qi Qingchuan came to Su Chen's side and whispered, "Su Chen, if we follow the original route to the Void Secret Land, I'm afraid we can't avoid Black Cloud Fort." Su Chen killed Feng Leihe and Feng Zan. With Xiao Zhan's temper, he would definitely take revenge. And Black Cloud Fort was on the route to the Void Secret Land. If they didn't change the route, they would definitely encounter it. "Don't worry about it. Just follow the original route," Su Chen said casually. Once they changed the route, it would be troublesome if they delayed the opening of the Void Secret Land. As for Xiao Zhan of Black Cloud Fort, he didn't even put an 8th stage saint rank expert in his eyes. The remaining energy points were enough for him to reach the 6th stage of the saint realm. Killing Xiao Zhan would be a piece of cake. Of course, he didn't want to continue advancing so quickly. However, if Xiao Zhan really came looking for trouble, there was nothing they could do. Seeing that Su Chen had made up his mind, Qi Qingchuan didn't say anything more. Behind them, Su Chen sat in the driver's seat and began to sort out the debris. Half an hour later, he finished sorting out the fragments. He then opened the planting dimension to observe the growth of the Tree of Life. When he saw that the Tree of Life had grown to a height of more than 10 meters, Su Chen's heart stirred. He asked the longevity fruit tree, "Xiaoshou, can the Tree of Life produce life spirit liquid?" Once he had the life spirit fluid, he could begin to revive the 5 thunder fruit tree and other spiritual plants. He was looking forward to it. The longevity fruit tree seemed to have guessed Su Chen's thoughts and said, "Master, some life spirit liquid has been produced. I have already started watering the demon cores of the 5 thunder fruit tree and the other spiritual plants. I believe that they will be revived soon." Good. Su Chen was overjoyed. He then asked, "How long will it take for the fruit to ripen?" With the help of the time accelerator and the continuous supply of life spirit liquid, it will take about 2 months. The longevity fruit tree thought for a moment and replied, "Okay, I will take the time accelerator back." Su Chen replied. Previously, he had put the time accelerator in the pet-raising dimension to help the spiritual pets absorb the energy of the Kongming stone. Now that the Kongming stone had been used up, the spiritual pets had all successfully advanced. If the time accelerator was placed in the pet-raising dimension, it would become a decoration. Later, Su Chen placed the time accelerator in the planting dimension again. After chatting with the longevity fruit tree for a while, he closed the planting dimension. Chapter 1063. The Intelligent War Chariot flew for 5 days before a huge black fortress appeared not far ahead. It exuded a heavy and majestic aura. This fortress was the Black Cloud Fortress. When they arrived, Qi Qingchuan and the others in the chariot were a little nervous. Xiao Zhan, the lord of the Black Cloud Fortress, was an 8th stage saint stage expert. If he made a move, who could stop him? Su Chen glanced at the Black Cloud Fortress and no longer paid attention to it. It would be best if Xiao Zhan didn't come looking for trouble. If he did, he would just level up and kill him. When the intelligent war chariot was infinitely close to the Black Cloud Fortress, the swift bird suddenly warned, "Master, I feel that there are many powerful existences hidden in the Black Cloud Fortress. 8th stage Saint Stage? Su Chen asked casually. The Black Cloud Fortress was a force even more powerful than the top 10 hidden families. It was reasonable for them to have many powerful experts. He wasn't surprised. Not only is there an 8th stage Saint Stage Myriad Race Cultivator, but there are also 5 8th stage Saint Stage Void Beasts. The Swift Bird quickly said. There were also 5 8th stage Saint Stage Void Beasts? Everyone in the chariot was inexplicably shocked. Even Su Chen was a little uneasy. There were so many 8th stage Saint Stage Void Beasts that gave him a certain amount of pressure. However, what he couldn't understand wasn't the Black Cloud Fortress a force of the Myriad race? Why would Void Beasts appear? Could it be that Xiao Zhan and the Void Beasts had joined forces to eliminate him? While Su Chen was deep in thought, the Swift Bird reminded him again, "Master, they are coming." Satoshi, lock onto them and transmit the image. Su Chen ordered and turned to look at the control screen. The image on the central control screen changed. Soon, a Myriad Races cultivator and 5 Void Beasts appeared. It's Xiao Zhan. Qi Qingchuan's expression became incomparably solemn. Su Chen, let's hurry up and escape. Shang Chuishan said anxiously. The others were also terrified and looked at Su Chen. If 6 8th stage Saint level experts joined forces to attack, they would probably be crushed in a single exchange. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said indifferently, "All of you wait in the car. I'll go out and kill them." If he killed an 8th stage Saint level Myriad Races cultivator and 5 8th stage Saint level Void Beasts, he would be able to obtain a huge amount of fragments. If all of it was exchanged for energy points, it could even help him reach the 7th level of the Saint rank. He didn't want to miss this opportunity. What? Upon hearing this, Qi Qingchuan and the others were stunned. Su Chen wanted to kill an 8th stage Saint level expert, and he wanted to fight against 6 of them alone? Wasn't this a little too exaggerated? Su Chen had only reached level 5 Saint rank. Even after using the transformation technique, he was only level 6 Saint rank. How could he possibly be a match for 6 8th level Saint realm experts? Wasn't this like striking a rock with an egg? Su Chen, you must stay calm. As long as there's life, there's hope. Qi Qingchuan hurriedly persuaded. He seriously suspected that Su Chen didn't want to escape because he couldn't bring himself to lose face. An 8th stage Saint level expert can't threaten me. Su Chen didn't explain anything. He smiled faintly and opened the car door to get out. It's over. Seeing that Su Chen didn't listen to his advice and insisted on going his own way, Qi Qingchuan's heart turned cold. He sighed deeply. After Su Chen got out of the car, he directly opened the Doomsday Exchange store and spent 350,000 energy points to exchange for a level 17 all attributes fragment, raising his cultivation to level 6 Saint rank. Then, he stood in the void and quietly waited for Xiao Zhan and the Void Beasts to arrive. Chapter 1064. After a few breaths, Xiao Zhan and the 5 Void Beasts flew over with a monstrous murderous aura. When they were less than 20 meters away from Su Chen, they all stopped. Su Chen, you didn't run away. This is beyond my expectations. Xiao Zhan stared at Su Chen and laughed heartily. So, you are here to kill me? Su Chen's face didn't change at all. He rubbed his nose and said calmly, "Of course we are here to kill you. Otherwise, why would we come all the way here?" One of the Void Beasts admitted generously. Su Chen, are you going to surrender? Or do you want to force us to attack? Another Void Beast stared at Su Chen and shouted, "It's impossible for me to surrender. But before we attack, I still have a few things that I don't understand and would like to ask you." Su Chen curled his lips and said indifferently. Seeing Su Chen so fearless, Xiao Zhan and the 5 Void Beasts were a little confused. They were all at stage 8 of the Saint level. Shouldn't Su Chen be kneeling and begging for mercy in fear? Why was he so calm? It didn't make sense at all. Su Chen, aren't you afraid of us? One of the Void Beasts asked doubtfully. You are no match for me. Why should I be afraid? Su Chen smiled contemptuously. After advancing to stage 6 of the Saint level, if he used the Atlas shape-shifting technique, he would be at stage 7 of the Saint level. The other party was only one level higher than him. Killing enemies above his level was an extremely easy task for him. Ha ha! Xiao Zhan and the 5 void beasts looked at each other and then laughed unscrupulously. At this point, Su Chen still dared to boast shamelessly. They suspected that Su Chen was scared out of his wits. Su Chen, you are indeed as arrogant as the rumors say. At this point, you still dare to speak so arrogantly. Do you believe that I will tear you apart right now? After a long time, Xiao Zhan stopped laughing and coldly looked at Su Chen as he mocked. Su Chen's expression was still very calm. He questioned, Xiao Zhan, as a cultivator of the myriad races, why are you hanging out with the void beasts? The cultivators of the myriad races and the void beasts were enemies. Once they encountered each other, they would basically kill each other. However, not only did Xiao Zhan and the void beast not fight, they even seemed to be in a cooperative relationship. This made him feel very strange. Why would a person who is about to die know so much? Xiao Zhan's face was full of disdain. It looked like he had Su Chen in his grasp. Since you won't tell me, I'll beat you until you do. Su Chen snorted coldly, and his body suddenly rose. When he reached 30 meters, a violent aura spread out from his body. He had reached the 7th stage of the Saint Realm. 7th level Saint Realm. Xiao Zhan's expression changed drastically as he cried out in shock. Isn't he a 6th level saint? The 5 void beasts also began to become restless. Before they came, they had received accurate information that Su Chen was only a 6th level Saint Realm after using the transformation technique. How did he become a 7th level Saint Realm in just a few days? Could it be that he had advanced again? However, even the most monstrous genius couldn't advance in just a few days, right? Su Chen advanced? Everyone on the intelligent war chariot was dumbfounded. When they came to their senses and confirmed that Su Chen had indeed advanced, they were immediately excited. Based on Su Chen's powerful combat strength, it should be very easy for him to deal with Xiao Zhan and the 5 void beasts at the 8th stage of the Saint Realm. In this way, the crisis was resolved. Chapter 1065. While Xiao Zhan and the 5 void beasts were in a daze, Su Chen quickly pulled out the enchanted divine saber and swept it at the 5 void beasts. Suddenly, a tricolored torrent with horrifying magical waves swept forward. At the same time, the 3 heavenly fires jumped up and merged with it in the blink of an eye. The combination of the 3 heavenly fires and the 3 types of magical spells gave off a destructive aura. What kind of divine power is this? Xiao Zhan's face changed color, and his body trembled. The 5 void beasts were scared out of their wits, and their eyes were filled with deep fear. As if they had foreseen that death was approaching, they all started to tremble. Su Chen has such a killer move? Qi Qingchuan and the others were also shocked. When they were in the Void Fortress, they had seen Su Chen use the 3 types of magical spells. However, the power back then was definitely not on the same level as now. The difference was at least a few times. In fact, it was easy to understand. When they were in the Void Fortress, Su Chen was only a stage 5 sacred level, and he didn't use the enchanted divine saber or merge the 3 heavenly fires. Naturally, the power was not comparable to now. Fight it out with him. In the face of the tricolored torrent, the 5 void beasts didn't wait for death. They roared and fought with their lives. In the next moment, the tricolored torrent rolled over. The 5 void beasts were all torn to pieces and died on the spot. That's terrifying. Witnessing this scene, Qi Qingchuan and the others all sucked in a cold breath. Su Chen killed 5 stage 8 sacred level void beasts with one move. The power of this move was earth-shattering, and it brought unprecedented shock to them. They even felt that even a 9th stage saint rank expert would have a slim chance of survival against this attack. It was very likely that they would be killed by it. How can he be so powerful? Xiao Zhan swallowed hard, and the corners of his mouth kept trembling. Even the 5 8th level saint-ranked void beasts weren't Su Chen's match. In Su Chen's eyes, he was less than an ant. At this moment, his heart was filled with despair. Not bad. Su Chen heaved a sigh of relief and groaned. He was quite satisfied with the power of the 3 types of magic. In terms of might, it had already surpassed the 100 swords returned to 1 and had become his strongest trump card. In the past, There would be a short period of weakness when using this killer move. However, as his level continued to rise, this weakness no longer existed. After a while, Su Chen collected the fragments and turned to face Xiao Zhan. Can you tell me the truth now? After witnessing Su Chen's powerful strength, Xiao Zhan didn't dare to be stubborn and confessed. It was Heaven's Scattering Taoist who ordered me to do so. I was also forced to do so. Su Chen frowned slightly. It was normal for Heaven's Scattering Taoist to send someone to kill him. But why was Xiao Zhan and the Void Beast able to kill him together? Could it be that they had formed an alliance with the Void Beasts? However, all races and the Void Beasts were mortal enemies. If Heaven's Scattering Taoist really dared to do so, how could Wuxia forgive him? Not knowing what was going on, Su Chen asked, was it also arranged by Heaven's Scattering Taoist that you and the Void Beasts worked together to kill me? Yes. Xiao Zhan didn't hide anything and said directly. How did Heaven's Scattering Taoist order the Void Beasts? Su Chen continued to ask. I don't know. Xiao Zhan shook his head and explained. He never told me the reason for the things he arranged, and I didn't dare to ask. A trace of killing intent flashed across Su Chen's eyes. Since Xiao Zhan didn't know anything, it was useless to keep him alive. When he was about to take action, the swift bird suddenly reminded him in a hurry. Master, bad news, a stage 9 sacred level void beast is coming. Chapter 1066. Level 9 of the Holy Level. Su Chen's eyelids twitched. A void beast at level 9 of the Holy Level was enough to pose a threat to him. Hearing this, Xiao Zhan had an idea and then turned around to flee. He knew that most of the void beasts at level 9 of the Holy Level were sent here by Heaven's Scattering Taoist. Taking advantage of Su Chen's uneasiness, it was the best time to escape. However, before he could run far, an invisible force suddenly came at him and he was immediately trapped in a swamp. What's going on? Xiao Zhan panicked and tried his best to tear the invisible force around him. When he was about to break free, Su Chen suddenly appeared in front of him. Out-of-body incarnation. Xiao Zhan was shocked. According to the news he had received, Su Chen had an incarnation with the same strength as his real body. The Su Chen in front of him must be his outer body incarnation. Thinking of Su Chen's horrible strength and cruel means, Xiao Zhan was scared out of his wits. At this moment, Su Chen's second primordial spirit played the drunken dream on Xiao Zhan. Then, while Xiao Zhan was in a daze, he smashed his head with his sword. After collecting the broken pieces, the second primordial spirit merged back into Su Chen's real body. Su Chen quickly exchanged all the broken pieces for energy points and checked them. When he found that the total number of energy points had reached 500,000, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. 500,000 energy points were just enough to exchange for a level 18 all attributes fragment. After he reached level 7 of the Holy Level, he would not be afraid of the Void Beast at level 9 of the Holy Level. Su Chen, let's run away. When they learned that the Void Beast at level 9 of the Holy Level was coming, Qi Qingchuan and the others were in a panic. Strictly speaking, Su Chen did not want to confront the Void Beast at level 9 of the Holy Level for the time being. After all, he had just reached a new level and his realm was not stable yet. If he continued to level up, it would be a great burden on his body. However, since Heaven's Scattering Taoist had joined hands with the Void Beast, he would definitely send a large number of Holy Level experts to hunt him down. Even Heaven's Loose Taoist might take action himself. Where could they escape to if they were to blindly escape? Could it be that he wanted to return to the continent? However, at the Saint rank, every increase in rank required a huge amount of energy points. If he returned to the continent, he definitely wouldn't be able to gather so many energy points, and he wouldn't be able to level up quickly. This was something that he absolutely did not wish to see. Therefore, if he had a choice, he wouldn't choose to run away. It didn't take long for the 9th stage Saint rank Void Beast to reach them. Haha. Su Chen, let's see where you can run to this time. The 9th stage Saint level Void Beast took a glance at Su Chen, then burst into laughter. Are you also sent by Heaven's Scattering Taoist? Su Chen asked with a frown. Now, he was a little suspicious. Did Wuxia lose control over Heaven's Scattering Taoist? Because Wuxia once said that Tian San Taoist could only send people who were 2 levels higher than him to kill him. However, The void beast at level 9 of the holy level was already 3 levels higher than him. Haha. We are now in a partnership with Heaven Scattering Taoist, and we have reached an agreement that the first thing we will do is to kill you. The void beast at level 9 of the holy level grinned hideously. Heaven Scattering Taoist? Su Chen thought for a while, and his heart skipped a beat. Heaven Scattering Taoist must be Heaven Scattering Taoist, but why does he have this name? Has he reached the divine realm? Has Heaven Scattering Taoist reached the divine realm? Su Chen asked with a serious look. If Heaven Scattering Taoist really reached the divine realm, he would be in an extremely dangerous situation. Chapter 1067. A dying man doesn't need to know so much. The void beast at stage 9 of the holy level smiled grimly and rushed toward Su Chen. Su Chen didn't think too much and quickly opened the Doomsday Maul. When he was about to exchange for the level 18 all-attribute fragment, an unparalleled pressure came down. A huge crack suddenly appeared in the void, and then a giant hand reached out from it and pressed down on the void beast at stage 9 of the holy level. Senior, spare my life. The void beast at stage 9 of the holy level trembled and roared loudly. Boom! With a loud sound, the void beast at stage 9 of the holy level was directly smashed into powder. The Realm Master took action in person. Qi Qingchuan and the others immediately became excited. Obviously, Wu Tsong took action in person to save Su Chen. From the beginning to the end, they never thought that the Realm Lord would actually help Su Chen. Senior, thank you for your help. Su Chen looked at somewhere in the starry sky and expressed his gratitude. Alas! A sigh suddenly rang in Su Chen's ears. Then, with a flash of crystal light in front of him, Wu Tsong appeared. You have reached stage 6 of the holy level. You are really a genius. Wu Tsong sighed with emotion when he saw Su Chen's cultivation at a glance. Then he shook his head and said, It's a pity that you don't have enough time to grow. Senior, what exactly happened? Su Chen's expression turned serious. What did he mean by don't have time to grow? It seemed that he was going to be killed soon. Wu Tsong sighed and explained, The Heaven Scattering Taoist has reached the divine realm. Hiss! Su Chen gasped. Although he had expected it, his heart still beat violently when he heard it from Wu Tsong. Now he understood why Wu Tsong said that he didn't have time to grow. Because the Heaven Scattering Taoist had reached the divine realm, he ignored Wu Tsong's suppression and could attack him unscrupulously. However, there were 2 points that made him feel very strange. Wu Tsong once said that it would take at least 100 years for Heaven Scattering Taoist to advance to the God realm. Then why did he advance so quickly? In addition, Wu Tsong had also warned him that once Heaven Scattering Taoist reached the divine realm, he would even help Heaven Scattering Taoist to kill him. Then why did he lend a hand now? Unable to figure out the situation, Su Chen asked, Senior, why did Heaven Scattering Taoist advance so fast? He teamed up with the Void Beast to open a tunnel that connected to the Ferocious Beast. From the Ferocious Beast, he obtained the items he needed to level up. That's how he was able to reach the divine realm, Wu Tsong said solemnly. Ferocious Beast? Su Chen frowned slightly and probed. Senior, are the ferocious beasts very strong? The ferocious beasts are considered a foreign species. They are abnormally strong, even stronger than the myriad races, the void beasts, and the machine empire combined. Wu Tsong sighed faintly. More powerful than the 3 major forces combined? Su Chen smacked his lips. Wu Tsong took a deep breath and said, You should have heard of the Void War 10,000 years ago, right? Su Chen nodded. Rumor has it that the 3 major forces fought over a sacred weapon. He got this information from the gold-devouring beetles. He wasn't sure if this was the case. Wu Tsong shook his head and explained, The war 10,000 years ago was actually a war where the 3 major forces joined forces to defend against the ferocious beasts. What? Su Chen was shocked. The myriad races, the void beasts, and the machine empire had joined forces to fight against the ferocious beasts. However, they had suffered heavy losses and the machine empire had even been destroyed. This showed how strong the ferocious beasts were. Chapter 1068. Senior, Heaven's Loose Taoist and the others are willing to open the tunnel to the fierce beasts in order to reach the divine realm? Su Chen did not understand. Even if they reached the divine realm, wouldn't they be slaughtered if they let the fierce beasts in? Once they reach the divine realm, they can leave this world and enter a more vast world. Heaven's loose Taoist and the others no longer care about the lives of thousands of creatures for their own selfish reasons. Wu Tsang sighed. In fact, there was one thing that he did not point out. The reason why Heaven's loose Taoist and the Void Beast did this was mainly because they were afraid of Su Chen. Su Chen's speed of promotion was too fast. It could be expected that he would reach the divine realm in a few years. By then, Heaven's loose Taoist and the Void Beast would be killed by Su Chen's vengeful style. In order to protect themselves, they opened the tunnel to the fierce beast's world in a frenzy. Another world? Su Chen pondered for a moment and probed. Senior, you're in a hurry to wait for someone to advance to the god realm. Is it also to enter another world? Last time when he communicated with Wu Tsang stammered and pretended to be mysterious and refused to say anything. Now he should tell the truth, right? You guessed right. Wu Tsang did not hide it this time and explained, I have been in this world for tens of thousands of years. I have long been tired of this life and yearned for the excitement of the outside world. Since Heaven's loose Taoist has reached the divine realm, can you leave now? Su Chen asked confusedly. Wu Tsang shook his head and said with a wry smile, the reason why I have to wait for someone to reach the divine realm is to find someone who can protect the thousands of tribes before I leave. Heaven's loose Taoist is obviously not suitable. I see. Su Chen suddenly understood. The divine realm was the strongest in this world and could be regarded as the guardian. Both the thousands of tribes and the Void Beast had divine realm experts. Once the divine realm expert of one side left, the other side would inevitably be destroyed. In order to reach the divine realm, Heaven's loose Taoist opened the tunnel to the fierce beast's world and ignored thousands of creatures. Obviously, he could not be the guardian of the thousands of tribes. In that case, Wu Tsang would not be able to leave. Senior, will Heaven's scattering Taoist and the divine realm of the Void Beast come to kill me? Su Chen asked worriedly. Facing a deity realm expert, he didn't have the slightest room to resist. He could only return to the continent and hide. I can help you restrain them, but it won't be for long, at most half a year. They won't be able to do anything to you for half a year, but they can send their subordinates to kill you. There will be Saint level 9 or even Saint level 10. Wu Tsang said. Half a year. Su Chen whispered, but a glimmer of light flashed across his eyes. It would be difficult for him to reach the divine realm in half a year, but he was confident that he could reach the 10th stage of the Saint realm. At that time, deity realm experts would no longer be able to threaten him. If you don't have the confidence to reach level 10 Saint rank within half a year, I advise you to return to the continent as soon as possible. Wu Tsang reminded. Although Su Chen's cultivation talent was unprecedented, half a year's time was too short. He wasn't optimistic about Su Chen's chances of reaching the 10th stage of the Saint realm. Half a year's time is enough. Su Chen's voice was powerful. Wu Tsang was slightly stunned, but then he said with a smile, Then I wish you an early breakthrough. Although he didn't understand why Su Chen was so confident, he was looking forward to it after hearing Su Chen's words. Then Wu Tsang continued, Don't go to the Void Secret Land. They haven't received the message to kill you, so they will definitely ambush you there. Understood. Su Chen nodded heavily. Well, I have to return as soon as possible. Take care of yourself. Wu Tsang sighed and disappeared in front of Su Chen in the blink of an eye. Chapter 1069. Su Chen stood there and pondered for a while. Then, he quickly returned to the intelligent war chariot. Su Chen, what should we do next? Qi Qingchuan asked worriedly. They had heard the conversation between Wu Tsang and Su Chen, and they were very frightened at the moment. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and pondered. If they did not return to the mainland, there were two places they could go at the moment. The first was the Temple of Heaven, and the second was the Void Ruins. However, the Temple of Heaven might have God realm demonic beasts, and it was still very dangerous. Therefore, Su Chen decided to go to the Void Ruins first. Let's go to Silent Sound Island first. Su Chen said slowly. The Void Ruins was located in a huge group of meteorites, and this group of meteorites was near Silent Sound Island. Su Chen, Is it appropriate to go to Silent Sound Island now? Xianxia said with a serious look. Silent Sound Island was an important stronghold of the void beasts. It was said that there were many void beasts at stage 8 of the sacred level guarding it. It would not matter if it was in normal times. The key was that Heaven's Scattering Taoist was sending people to hunt them down. Once they entered Silent Sound Island, they would definitely fight. Wouldn't their whereabouts be exposed by then? Don't worry. We are going to the meteorites near Silent Sound Island. We won't fight with the void beasts for the time being. Su Chen explained. Xianxia and the others were relieved when they heard that. Later, under the guidance of Qi Mufeng, the intelligent war chariot flew straight to Silent Sound Island. Because they were worried that their whereabouts would be exposed, the intelligent war chariot would choose to take a detour when they encountered some strongholds of big forces along the way. It took a lot of time for them to arrive near Silent Sound Island after half a month. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked at the central control screen for a while. He saw a large number of void beasts around Silent Sound Island, and the security was very tight. Satoshi, avoid their sight and find a suitable place to enter the meteorites. Su Chen withdrew his gaze and ordered the intelligent war chariot. Yes. The intelligent war chariot searched for a while and flew straight towards a square. Unexpectedly, they hadn't flown far when the swift bird suddenly warned, "Master, the 8th phase saint-ranked void beast from the Silent Sound Island is rapidly approaching us." Had he been discovered? Su Chen frowned slightly. The intelligent war chariot was tens of thousands of miles away from Silent Sound Island. How did the other party discover his whereabouts? Satoshi, lock onto those 8th stage saint-rank void beasts. Su Chen ordered. He wanted to see if it was just a coincidence. Or was there some other way to lock onto his position? The image on the central control screen changed, and the figures of 3 void beasts soon appeared. Su Chen found that one of the void beasts was holding an ancient bronze mirror. The bronze mirror clearly showed the location of the intelligent war chariot. I see. Su Chen suddenly understood. The function of the bronze mirror was similar to the detection function of the intelligent war chariot. That was how the other party discovered their whereabouts. Moreover, Su Chen saw clearly that the void beast holding the bronze mirror was Li Keqiang. Last time, on the way back from the hidden spirit sect, one of Li Keqiang's phantoms condensed a meteorite giant to kill him. Therefore, he still had a deep impression of Li Keqiang. Reckless thing. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and whispered. He originally planned to get rid of Li Keqiang, but he didn't expect Li Keqiang to take the initiative to come to him. Moreover, Li Keqiang still had a bronze mirror that could detect their whereabouts. He had to destroy it. Otherwise, even if they entered the void ruins, their whereabouts would be exposed. Satoshi, stop. Su Chen said. Chapter 1070. After the intelligent war chariot stopped, Su Chen opened the door and walked out alone. Not long after, Li Keqiang and the other 2 arrived. Haha. Su Chen, let's see how you're going to escape this time. Li Keqiang glanced at Su Chen and laughed unscrupulously. When he fought with Su Chen last time, he clearly knew that Su Chen was only at the 6th stage of the saint level even after transforming. The 3 of them were all at the 8th stage of the saint level, so they thought they could defeat Su Chen. You 3 trash want to kill me? Su Chen curled his lips and smiled contemptuously. Then, under the gaze of Li Keqiang and the other 2, he slowly drew out the enchanted divine saber. Li Keqiang and the other 2 immediately became nervous. It was true that Su Chen's cultivation was far inferior to theirs. But a person's reputation was like a tree's shadow. Since Su Chen's debut, he had fought countless battles and had never lost. They had to be careful. At this moment, they were all vigilantly watching Su Chen. But at this moment, a strange smile suddenly appeared on Su Chen's lips. Li Keqiang instinctively felt something was wrong. Before he could react, a terrifying space-tearing power suddenly came from behind. Sneak attack. Li Keqiang and the other 2 quickly turned around, only to see a 30-meter-tall giant holding a pitch-black long sword slashing down from the sky. Then, a black vortex about 10 meters in size floated down from above their heads. Let's attack together. Li Keqiang roared and took out a shield to block in front of him. The other two void beasts at the 8th stage of the saint level also used their own methods to attack the black vortex without hesitation. Boom! With a loud explosion, the black vortex was finally shattered by the combined efforts of the three. However, Li Keqiang and the other two were more or less injured. They looked very embarrassed. "You've leveled up again?" Li Keqiang took a deep breath, looked at Su Chen in bewilderment, and exclaimed. At this moment, he clearly sensed that Su Chen was at the 7th stage of the saint level. The shock this brought to him was simply too great. After all, a few days ago, Su Chen was clearly only a 6th level saint rank. This meant that Su Chen had leveled up in an extremely short amount of time. This speed of advancement was a little too terrifying. "What should we do?" The other two 8th stage saint rank void beasts panicked. They had also heard rumors about Su Chen. It was rumored that Su Chen could kill enemies above his level as easily as chopping vegetables. Currently, Su Chen was only one level lower than them. Moreover, he had an avatar of the same level of strength. Didn't this mean that they would also be easily killed? "Run!" Li Keqiang gritted his teeth and turned around to flee. He was well aware of Su Chen's prowess. If they did not escape in time, only death would await them. The other two void beasts also turned and ran without hesitation. As expected of Su Chen, he's able to scare 3 void beasts of the 8th level of the saint rank to this extent. Seeing this scene, Qi Qingchuan sighed deeply with emotion. "Do you think you can escape?" Su Chen sneered. He had long been prepared for this. The moment Li Keqiang and the other two ran away, he swept out the enchanted divine saber in his hand. All of a sudden, a 3-colored torrent swept forward. 3 mystical fires also attached to it at the same time. What killing move is this? Li Keqiang and the other two were scared out of their wits when they saw the 3-colored torrent with horrifying energy fluctuations rolling over. The next moment, 3 shrill screams sounded. Li Keqiang and the other two were directly torn to pieces. Chapter 1071. Su Chen had just collected the fragments when the swift bird reminded him loudly again. "Master, there's a large group of void beasts coming. There's even a stage 10 sage level beast." Stage 10 sage level. Su Chen's eyelids twitched. He quickly returned to the intelligent war chariot and ordered, "Satoshi, enter the meteorite group immediately." A stage 10 sage level void beast was enough to pose a fatal threat to him. Therefore, he had to leave this place as soon as possible. The meteorite group's environment was very complicated, and there were many spatial turbulences. Although it was dangerous to enter, it wouldn't be easy for the other party to find him. The intelligent war chariot was also aware of the critical situation. It went at full speed and quickly rushed into the meteorite group. After that, the intelligent war chariot shuttled through the meteorite group for 3 days and successfully got rid of the void beast's pursuit. Su Chen opened the planting space and connected it to the 2 immortal element grasses. "Little green, little blue. Can you sense the exact location of the void ruins?" When he looked at the star map, he could only confirm that the void ruins were in this meteorite group, but he didn't know the exact location. In the past 3 days, the intelligent war chariot had shuttled through many places, but it hadn't found any clues. It wouldn't do to continue searching aimlessly like this. Therefore, he placed his hopes on the 2 immortal element grasses. "Master, I can faintly feel that something is calling me," Little Blue said seriously. "Master, I feel it too," Little Qing chimed in. "All right, you two lead the way. Let's go immediately." Su Chen was overjoyed. Later, under the guidance of the 2 immortal element grasses, the intelligent war chariot drove straight in a direction. A day later, the intelligent war chariot arrived at the location that the immortal element grasses had sensed. However, what appeared in front of them was a huge spatial vortex that looked like a black hole. The spatial vortex was emitting a power that even Su Chen felt his heart palpitate. Su Chen glanced at the spatial vortex and said to the 2 immortal element grasses, "Is this the place that you sensed?" "Master, this spatial vortex is just a door. After passing through this door, we'll reach the place that I sensed," Little Blue explained. "A door?" Su Chen pondered for a moment and said to the intelligent war chariot, "Satoshi, can you travel through this space vortex?" The intelligent war chariot had already been upgraded to level 14. Normal spatial turbulence, or even larger ones, would not be able to damage it. However, the spatial vortex in front of him was too terrifying. He wasn't sure if the intelligent war chariot could travel through it. Master, I'm still too weak now. If I can increase my level by 2, I'll be confident, the intelligent war chariot said. Hearing this, Su Chen's brows furrowed slightly. Intelligent war chariot's upgrade required a large amount of mechanical hearts. He only had a few pieces on him. It was not enough to upgrade the intelligent war chariot. As such, they would have to think of other ways to enter the void ruins. Su Chen, you're not going to enter this spatial vortex, are you? Qi Qingchuan asked worriedly. The spatial vortex in front of him contained unparalleled spatial power. In his opinion, even a stage 10 sage-level expert would not be able to escape unscathed if he fell into it. Even if Su Chen used the transformation technique, he would at most be a stage 7 sage-level expert. Once he entered the spatial vortex, he would definitely die. Su Chen did not want to take the risk, but he had to. Even heaven-scattering Taoist was so concerned about the void ruins. There must be a big secret hidden in it. He only had half a year's buffer time. He had to seize every opportunity to improve his strength. Therefore, he had to explore the void ruins. The intelligent war chariot received the order and immediately started searching. Soon, it replied. On a plain 10,000 miles away, a large number of cultivators were found. There are more than 10,000 of them. So many? Su Chen exclaimed softly. He did not expect that there would be so many people in the void ruins. After pondering for a while, he communicated with the 2 immortal essence grasses. Little Blue, Little Green, this is the void ruins. Do you have any special senses? Master, I've sensed something very important, Little Qing immediately replied. Hearing this, Su Chen quickly took the 2 immortal essence grasses out of the planting space, and asked, where is it exactly? Over there. Little Green pointed in a direction and said. Chapter 1073. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He took out the intelligent war chariot and instructed, Satoshi, explore the direction Little Qing pointed at. Master, the plane is in the direction she pointed at. The intelligent war chariot immediately replied. Su Chen raised his eyebrows. There were tens of thousands of cultivators gathered on the plain. Could it be that the important thing the immortal essence grass mentioned was on one of the cultivators? Su Chen had doubts in his heart, so he let the intelligent war chariot transmit the image to the central control screen. Then he said to Little Qing, Little Qing, take a look. Is the important thing here? Little Qing stared at the central control screen for a long time. Suddenly she said excitedly, Master, it's that jade pendant. Jade pendant? Su Chen whispered. He narrowed his eyes and scanned the central control screen. On a plain, there was a tall battle ring. A large number of cultivators had gathered around the battle ring. In the air above the arena, there was a huge yellow jade tablet. It was several meters in size, and it didn't seem to be complete. Could it be that these people are fighting for the jade pendant? Su Chen secretly guessed. Then he said to the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, what's the highest cultivation level of these cultivators? Although he was sure that there was the power of the domain here, it was better to be safe than sorry. It was better to let the intelligent war chariot confirm it. The highest cultivation level is a level 10 cultivator. There are 527 of them, the intelligent war chariot immediately replied. Su Chen nodded and continued to ask, are there any cultivators of the human clan? Yes. The intelligent war chariot replied and transmitted the location of the cultivators of the human clan to the central control screen. Su Chen took a closer look and saw that there were only 40 to 50 people of the human clan. Compared to the other clans, they were too shabby. In the Great War 10,000 years ago, the human clans suffered heavy losses. Since then, they had not recovered and gradually became a weak race among the other clans. Unexpectedly, in the void ruins, the human clan was still weak. This made Su Chen sigh a little. After catching his breath, he continued to ask, Satoshi, What's the level of the human clan's strongest cultivator? Only one level, 10 cultivator, the intelligent war chariot replied. Too weak. Su Chen sighed. There were more than 500 level 10 cultivators on the plain, but there was only one human clan cultivator. It could be seen that the human clan here was in a more difficult situation than the human clan on the mainland. After a while, he put away the intelligent war chariot and the two immortal elemental grasses and flew toward the plain. Since the immortal essence grass felt that the yellow jade token was something very important, he had to get it. As for the cultivators there. He was the cultivators of the human clan cultivators, although there were more than 500 level 10 powerhouses on the other side. He had the ancient god-fiend body. Even if he stood still, they would not be able to cause any damage to him. Half an hour later, Su Chen appeared on the plain. Field ring 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 field. Was. Ring ring. Su Chen was not in a hurry to snatch the jade token. He wanted to wait until he understood the situation. Standing in place, he scanned the area and found the location of the human clan. Then, he walked straight forward. Hey, which tribe are you from? When Su Chen walked into the human clan, a red-faced old man sized up Su Chen and asked in puzzlement. He was the only level 10 cultivator among the human clan. The other human clan members also looked at Su Chen at this time. The sudden appearance of an unfamiliar human clan member made them feel particularly strange. Chapter 1074. My name is Su Chen. I've been living in the mountains since I was young. How should I address you? Su Chen smiled and said. He had entered from the outside. Even if he said that, the old man wouldn't believe him. Hence, he found an excuse to fool him. I'm Chen Chong. The red-faced old man nodded. There were hundreds of human tribes in the Void Relic and some of them lived in the mountains. Hence, he didn't doubt what Su Chen said. Old Chen, why are so many people gathered here? Su Chen asked. Although he suspected that they were here to fight for the jade badge in the ring, he still wanted to confirm it. Hearing this, the surrounding humans all glared at Su Chen, their eyes full of hostility. Chen Chong was the most powerful human, and Su Chen looked like he was in his 20s. Yet, he kept calling him Old Chen. It was extremely disrespectful to a powerful human. Chen Chong didn't care. He was just curious. The Grand Competition of the 10 Tribes was a major competition that was held once every 10 years. It had existed in the Void Relic for thousands of years. Why didn't Su Chen know about it? Su Chen, you don't know about the Grand Competition of the 10 Tribes? Chen Chong probed. Grand Competition of the 10 Tribes? Su Chen's heart jumped and he continued, I've been living in the mountains all year round. Hence, I don't know anything about the outside world. He had just entered the Void Relic today. What could he know? So you're a country bumpkin who has never seen the outside world. The surrounding human clan immediately looked at Su Chen with disdain, their eyes full of disdain. Oh! Chen Chong came to a realization. Then, he gave Su Chen a brief introduction about the Grand Competition of the 10 Tribes. The Grand Competition of the 10 Tribes was held once every 10 years. The purpose was to fight for the God Source Jade Badge, which was the yellow badge. Old Chen, what is the God Source Jade Badge for? Su Chen asked. The name of the God Source Jade Badge didn't seem simple. Moreover, it was something that the immortal essence grass wanted. Hence, he was extremely interested in it. There are a total of 3 Divine Source Jade tokens. If you obtain one of them, you will be able to find the whereabouts of the other 2. Once you gather 3 of them, you'll be able to open a treasure vault. It's rumored that the treasure vault contains items that can help one advance to the deity realm, Chen Chong explained. Su Chen was a little moved. There were very few things in the world that could help one advance to the divine realm, and they could only be chanced upon by luck. Even he was tempted by the offer. Moreover, he understood why Heaven's Loose Taoist was so concerned about the Void Relic. He must have known that there was an item that could help him advance to the divine state. Old Chen, how do we fight for the divine origin jade plate? Su Chen calmed himself down and asked. That is very simple. You just need to defeat all your competitors in the arena, Chen Chong said casually. How do I find the other 2? Su Chen asked calmly. He was determined to get the divine source jade token on the arena. However, he had no idea how to find the other two. As long as you get one of them, it will automatically lead you to the other two. However, it's extremely difficult to gather all three of them. None of the winners in the past succeeded and some even lost their lives. Chen Tong let out a sigh and explained. After figuring out what was going on, Su Chen asked, "When will the grand competition of the 10 tribes begin?" Since he could obtain the divine source jade token through a fair and square battle, it was not appropriate for him to not want to snatch it. "It has already begun," Chen Tong said. "It has begun?" Su Chen was stunned and asked curiously, "Why isn't there anyone in the arena?" Chapter 1075. The grand competition of the 10 tribes will last for 10 days. Once you enter the arena, you will have to face endless challenges. No matter how powerful you are, you will not be able to withstand continuous challenges. Therefore, those who want to fight for the God Source Jade token will only enter the arena on the last day, Chen Tong explained. "Then I will be the first to enter the arena," Su Chen said calmly. Time was too important to him. He did not want to waste it. The moment they heard this, all of the humans were dumbfounded. Listening to Su Chen's words, he wanted to go up to the arena? However, no one from the human race had entered the arena since the grand competition of the 10 tribes began. The reason was simple. The human race was too weak. Entering the arena would be asking for humiliation. They might even lose their lives. They were here mainly to broaden their horizons. They did not even dare to think about entering the arena. "Su Chen, you want to enter the arena?" Chen Chong asked after coming back to his senses. He thought that he had misheard. Or was Su Chen joking with him? "Yes." Su Chen answered straightforwardly. "Is this guy crazy? He came from the mountains. He must have never seen the cruelty of the arena. How can this guy be so stubborn? Even if he wants to die, he shouldn't be looking for trouble." Instantly, the surrounding humans began to discuss among themselves. They all thought that Su Chen would definitely die if he entered the arena. Chen Chong swallowed his saliva and looked at Su Chen. "Su Chen, although the God Source Jade token is good, it is not something that we humans can get our hands on. Don't be rash." Those who dared to enter the arena were the elites of their respective races. They were definitely the most powerful among the level 10 experts. Su Chen was only in his 20s. How high could his cultivation be? Once he entered the arena, he would probably be killed instantly. "Don't worry. They are just a bunch of ants," Su Chen said calmly. He was invincible among those of the same level. It was not wrong to treat them as ants. A bunch of ants? Chen Chang's eyes were wide open, and his expression was blank. The other humans were also dumbfounded. Originally, they only thought that Su Chen was a little crazy. Who would have thought that Su Chen was such an arrogant person? There were more than 10,000 foreign race cultivators present, and more than 500 level 10 cultivators. Su Chen actually treated them like ants? This pretentious act was too perverse. "Su Chen, stop bragging. Do you know how powerful a level 10 practitioner is? Why are you trying to show off in front of us?" A short and ugly man sneered. His name was Wang Dong, a level 6 cultivator. He was only 25 years old and was known as the #1 genius of the human race here. Su Chen looked younger than him, so his cultivation was definitely not as high as his. However, Wang Dong was very disdainful and unhappy when he said those words so shamelessly. "Su Chen, no one will stop you if you want to enter the arena to seek death. However, you have to remember that you are not only embarrassing yourself, but also the entire human race. So, you should go back to your deep mountains and forests." A level 8 middle-aged man reprimanded. Su Chen curled his lips and said to Chen Chong, "Old Chen, what punishment should a low-level cultivator receive for humiliating a high-level cultivator?" This world was a world of cultivators, and it was also a world where the strong were respected. The weak had to show a certain amount of respect to the strong. If they were humiliated in person, they would have to pay with their lives. Everyone present knew this. But what did Su Chen mean by suddenly popping out this sentence? Could it be that his cultivation was higher than level 8? However, Su Chen was too young. How could his cultivation be higher than level 8? Then why did he ask that? Su Chen, what level are you? Chen Chong was stunned for a moment before asking. Chapter 1076. Level 10, Su Chen said calmly. Although he had reached stage 7 of the sacred level, he was only at level 10 due to the suppression of the bounded domain. Level 10? Everyone present was stunned for a moment before bursting into laughter. Su Chen was only 20 years old. How dare he call himself a level 10 cultivator? Did he think they were fools? It was impossible for the human race to have such a genius. Even among all the races, no one could reach level 10 at this age. At this moment, everyone despised Su Chen. They had seen people who were pretentious, but they had never heard of anyone who was as pretentious as Su Chen. Su Chen, will you die if you don't pretend? If you are a level 10 cultivator, I'll give you my head. Wang Dong mocked loudly. Although Chen Chong did not say anything, his expression was a little ugly. He also did not think that Su Chen was a level 10 cultivator. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked at Wang Dong. He pursed his lips and said meaningfully, "Remember what you said. Don't regret it." Regret your ass. King. After being provoked by Su Chen, Wang Dong was instantly enraged. Just as he was about to curse, he felt a violent aura emanating from Su Chen's body. This aura was rising steadily and reached level 10 in the blink of an eye. The aura that was emanating was many times stronger than Chen Chang's. Sensing this, Wang Dong looked as if he had seen a ghost. He swallowed the words that were about to come out of his mouth. Level 10? Oh my god! Su Chen is a level 10 cultivator. How is this possible? Witnessing this scene, all the humans were instantly dumbfounded, and a tempestuous storm raged in their hearts. From the beginning to the end, they had never thought that Su Chen was really a level 10 cultivator. For a moment, everyone was stunned. Su Chen rubbed his nose and looked at Wang Dong. He said mockingly, "Now it's time for you to fulfill your promise, right?" Wang Dong was stunned for a moment. When he came to his senses, his face turned pale. Just now, he had personally said that as long as Su Chen was a level 10 cultivator, he would twist his own head off. Now that Su Chen's identity as a level 10 cultivator was exposed, wouldn't that mean that he really had to twist his head off? However, he was the most outstanding genius of the human race. How could he be willing to die? Su Chen, I was just joking with you. Don't take it seriously. Wang Dong said in a trembling voice as he slowly hid behind Chen Chong. In his opinion, as a top genius of the human race, Chen Chong would definitely not sit by and do nothing. As expected, Chen Chong pleaded for leniency for Wang Dong. Su Chen, Wang Dong speaks without thinking. Don't lower yourself to his level. Su Chen ignored him and said with a light snort, "Nobody can stop the people that I, Su Chen, want to kill. Wang Dong, if you don't kill yourself, I'll have to do it myself. Senior, save me." Wang Dong was about to wet his pants. He knew very well that if Su Chen insisted on killing him, only Chen Chong could save him. Chen Chong was in a difficult position. After all, Su Chen was a level 10 cultivator. Chen Chong originally did not want to interfere. However, Wang Dong was also a genius of the human race. It was very likely that he would advance to a level 10 cultivator. A level 10 cultivator meant too much to the human race. Therefore, Chen Chong could not sit by and do nothing. "Su Chen, give me some face." "Don't kill Wang Dong," Chen Chong said through gritted teeth. Su Chen curled his lips and said plainly, "Based on my character, those who mocked me should all die. I'm already giving you a lot of face by only killing Wang Dong." Already giving me a lot of face? Seeing that Su Chen was unwilling to let the matter rest, Chen Chong opened his mouth slightly and did not know what to say. Chapter 1077. Su Chen did not waste any more time. He released his mentality and pulled Wang Dong in front of him. Mentality? You're also a mentality reader? Chen Chong stared at Su Chen with his eyes wide open, his eyes filled with horror. The others were also shocked. Wang Dong's face turned green, and his body trembled. Judging from Su Chen's aura, He was definitely a level 10 evolver. But at this moment, he used his mentality. This meant that Su Chen was a dual-profession cultivator who had reached level 10. But Su Chen was only 20 years old. How could he be dual-profession? And his cultivation was so high? Su Chen. Senior, don't kill me. Wang Dong begged for mercy. Under the restraint of Su Chen's mentality, he had completely lost the ability to resist. He could not even move a finger. He also knew that if he wanted to live, he could only beg for Su Chen's forgiveness. Su Chen was not moved. He reached out and grabbed Wang Dong's neck, squeezing gently. Crack. Wang Dong's head drooped, and his life force dissipated. Wang Dong is dead. Seeing Wang Dong die in front of them, a huge panic spread in the hearts of the rest of the humans. They had mocked Su Chen before. Would Su Chen let them go? With Su Chen's dual-profession strength, even Chen Chong could not stop him if he insisted on killing. Su Chen threw away Wang Dong's body and looked around. Wherever his gaze landed, everyone was as silent as cicadas in winter, not even daring to breathe loudly. Su Chen's gaze finally landed on the level 8 middle-aged man. A strange smile slowly appeared on his face. Plop. Being glanced at by Su Chen, the level 8 middle-aged man's body turned cold. He knelt at Su Chen's feet and shouted, "Senior, I was wrong. Please give me another chance." Su Chen snorted. "Slap yourself 100 times and cripple your arms. Then you can live." "Thank you, senior." The level 8 middle-aged man was overjoyed. Although Su Chen's request was somewhat cruel, at least he could save his life. Pack, pack, pack. Soon, he began to slap his own mouth. In order to satisfy Su Chen, he did not show any mercy. In the blink of an eye, the corner of his mouth was badly mutilated. Seeing that the other party was so tactful, Su Chen ignored him and walked straight towards the stage. "Su Chen, you want to enter the arena now?" Chen Chong asked in a trembling voice. Since Su Chen had 2 professions and had reached level 10, he definitely had the qualifications to enter the arena. But if he went up now, it would be too early. He would be continuously challenged. No matter how strong he was, he wouldn't be able to withstand it. Su Chen knew what Chen Chong meant. He smiled faintly. "It's fine. They're just a bunch of ants." After saying that, he continued to walk towards the arena. Sigh. Chen Chong was speechless for a moment and sighed deeply. No matter how strong a person was, it was impossible to stay in the arena for 10 days. In his opinion, Su Chen would definitely end up in a miserable state. He might even lose his life. When Su Chen walked into the arena, the surroundings suddenly quieted down. All the mutated tribe members stared at Su Chen with their eyes wide open. At this moment, they were all very confused. They didn't understand why this young human would want to enter the arena. "Kid, what are you doing in the arena?" One of the night demons couldn't hold it in any longer and shouted loudly. He didn't even think that Su Chen wanted to enter the arena to participate in the competition, because the human race was too weak. The grand competition of the myriad tribes had been held for so many years, but no human had ever dared to participate. Moreover, it was the first day of the grand competition of the myriad tribes. It didn't make sense for him to enter the arena so early in the morning. To participate in the competition, of course. Su Chen said calmly. "You're tuning in to the Wisdom Diary YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.